Ugh. Oh, I'm tired. I'm so tired. Oh. Coffee first. In my Batman mug. Alright, we're good. What's up, guys? Fears. Audience. Fears. Just wanted to say hello. And time to get some real quality sound. Because I never put these on to start, because if I put these on, then you guys wouldn't hear the music. So, alright. Let's rock and roll. Okay. Give me 1 second. Big shout out to the fans. What's up? Let's see here. Well, if I could plug it in. There we go. Yo! There we go. What's up? There we go. Hopefully everybody can hear me. Bada bing, bada boom. What's up, guys? Let me open up that chat, see how you guys are doing. Alrighty. Well, I gotta say, today was a lot better day at work than yesterday. It was a shit show today, too, but it was less of a shit show than yesterday. You know what I'm saying? The other day, it was absolutely insane. Last night, wasn't too bad. All right, let me open up that chat. There we go. All right. Thank you for the like. I appreciate that. You guys are always, right there with the likes. I can't thank you guys enough. You guys come in with a bang. Always with those likes. I always appreciate it. It's like right off the bat. And you know what? I never take for granted the likes. I mean, it's like within a couple of seconds, I get a first like, and then I get a second like. So I never take the likes for granted. So I really appreciate that. So anyway, we got 2 people. We got 2 likes. So to you 2 people out there, thank you for the likes. I appreciate that. So what do we got going on today? Well, before Fears went to work last night, I watched a little bit of Prince of Darkness, starring Donald Pleasance, and it's got a couple of other people that John Carpenter used in other films. It says starring Donald Pleasance from Halloween, James Patterson from Simon and Simon, Lisa Bout from Needful Things, and then rock icon Alice Cooper. Hell yeah, man! Hell yeah! Alice Cooper makes an appearance. Victor Wong and Dennis Dunn, they were both from John Carpenter's Big Trouble in Little China, which I own, which is a fantastic film. So John Carpenter likes to use the same types of actors sometimes in his films. I would do the same thing if I was a director, but John Carpenter's classic, and it's one of those classics that it was hidden from me. Like, it was always there. Fears just hadn't found it yet. So it was quite the gem. To watch it before work. I watched it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's absolutely insane, like out of the mind of John Carpenter. Craziness. It is evil, it is awakened, and it's ready to kick ass and take names. Oh, shit. So we're gonna get to this in just a few minutes. So we're gonna be reviewing that. Then we're gonna Fears is going to attempt to do the top 10 movie scenes, like the top 10 movie scenes of all time. I haven't done that yet. And then the top 10 iconic characters in film. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard just to narrow it down to like 10, but we shall do our best. If you guys want to help Fears out, make up that list. Right in the chat. Anyway, big shout out to the fans. Let me message Visions, Lord Visions, and tell him that I'm tell him that I'm here, live streaming. I had to take a shower. I wrote him like probably, I don't know, an hour or two ago and said, hey, I'm going live. And he was like, nice. Then I had to make coffee. I took a shower. So, yeah. So, well, I wrote him, hell yeah, brother, making coffee right now. And that was like 30 minutes ago. So, Visions, the coffee is made. So, yeah, live streaming now. So, come and hang out when you can, buddy. God bless. Cool beans. All right. Hopefully Visions will be here on his way. So, yep. So I just put live stream it now. So come and hang out when you can, buddy. God bless. Cool beans, brother. There it is. Oh, ask and you shall receive. There he is. Lord Visions. Visions. Have you seen this before? Have you seen John Carpenter's Prince of Darkness? Oh my god, dude. I was telling everybody before you got here, Visions. It's one of those gems that was hidden from fears. It was always there. It was always there, you know, in Blu-ray heaven. Or, well, this is Prince of Darkness. So, it was always in Blu-ray hell. Ha 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 ha. I'm just joking. Hey, the devil, suck it. Suck it, the devil. Fears is not a big fan of the devil. The devil makes a cameo. Well, his face doesn't. His arm and his hand make a cameo. But, as always, good triumphs over evil. Always, not just the devil. Fears always triumphs over the idiot trolls. Any type of evil, good will always prevail. And good does prevail in this movie. I watched it. Loved it. But again, Visions, it was like hidden from fears. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was always on the Blu-ray racks, always on the DVD racks, just waiting for fears to get it. And you would think, me being a John Carpenter fan, right, that I would have already watched it? No. Never heard of it, never seen it, until I went on vacation, and I'm walking by, and I was trying to find the gems off of the list. And then this one was not on the list, but it should have been on the list. And I'm just walking by, and I'm like, I kind of, you know, like, I see Donald Pleasant's face. And then I'm like, right on, that's cool. And I started to walk by, and I was like, wait a minute. Did that say John Carpenter on it? And Donald Pleasant's? Fears tiptoed back, true story, grabbed it, and I went, okay. John Carpenter, Prince of Darkness, zombies, evil, fucking Alice Cooper, jamming out. And I was like, all right, give it a go. Give it a go. Vision says, I haven't watched it, looks creepy. Oh, it's creepy and then somebody. You have to watch it. Visions, it is fucking amazing. Amazing. I recommend it. Now, Visions, I've recommended things before. You weren't so satisfied on Battle Truck, but you loved Thunder Run. I remember you saying that. You're like, oh, Fears, I understand why you love that. It was a good watch. And I was like, see, I told you, buddy. This has nothing to do with Battle Truck, Visions. This one is way better. It's got fucking everybody. Donald Pleasance, eeriness, the fucking, you know, the devil. It's got zombies in it. Look at this decaying lady right here. She's all, wait, where is she? There she is. Decayed. She's got blood and like maggots and shit hanging off her face. You know, Donald Pleasance plays this like priest. It's going nuts. It's going insane. It's got Alice Cooper, you know, wah. That's right. He's a good actor, and he plays like this mind-numbing, like walking corpse guy that didn't say not one word in the film, Visions. Alice Cooper says zero lines, but it's not what he says, it's about what he does. Like, he's the leader. Alice Cooper's like the leader of like the zombies, and he ends up killing some guy. I'm not going to reveal how he kills some guy, Visions, because you haven't seen it yet, so I'm going to try to do this review spoiler free. I will try to do my best. and he kills this guy with some glasses. Not in a super, super, super violent way, but it's pretty violent. It's not the most violent death ever on camera, but it's pretty violent. I was like, I'm watching and I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, that probably ruined that guy's day. So yeah. What up, Yakvos? He says, I watched Street Smart with Christopher Reeves and Morgan Freeman. Oh, nice. I haven't seen that one yet. And what did you think, Yakov? Was it good? By the way, thank you for somebody liking the stream 3 times. Because I was at 2 and now I'm at 3 likes. I appreciate that. I got my coffee. We're ready to rock and roll. Batman. Oh, yes. I was telling Randall the other day, it would be kind of hard to be Batman, you know what I'm saying? Always living in darkness. Always living in remorse, of your parents, But his parents died in a very violent way. Some guy with a gun, in an alleyway, he's like, give me your money, and then, Mr. Wayne, Bruce Wayne's dad, he tries to reason with him. He's like, all right, he's like, if money's what you want, he's like, I'll give you some money. He goes, don't worry about it. He goes, just don't hurt my family. And what does the villain do? Typical villain. Once he gets what he wants, he's like, all right, well, fuck you. Murders Bruce's parents. So there it is. So that would be hard to live with. I was telling Randall that the other day. So yeah. Anyway. It was awesome. Morgan Freeman plays a pimp. Okay. There you go. A drinking pimp. Oh, Lord. Okay. And Christopher Reeves was a reporter writing a story. Of course he was a reporter. That's not the first time he's played a reporter. Hello, Mr. Clark Kent, news reporter. So it would make sense that he would play a reporter, right? Anyway, so those are the 3 topics that we're going to talk today. So let me tell you guys what happened at work. Work was good. I had to shave though. Fears was getting kind of like Grizzly Adams. The thing is with my work, if you decide to grow out a beard, you have to tell someone. Right? Like, hey, I'm going to grow a beard. And you're like, okay, cool. But Fears, I sometimes like that in between. I like a little bit of 5 o'clock shadow. Not too much. Not too little. And then my boss will be like, hey, Fears, 5 o'clock shadow. I'm like, yeah, man, doesn't it look good? And he's like, do you want to grow one? And I said, I'll tell you what. I said, I'll make you a deal. I said, when it gets too much 5 o'clock shadowy, then Fears will shave. Because I either am clean. You guys have seen that. Fears has never had a full-grown beard. The fans have wanted me to, and I've gotten close. I think the longest I've never shaved, I went 2.5 weeks, 3. And in the vlogs, you guys can see it. The 5 o'clock shadow is just out of fucking control. I mean, I had hairs coming down to here. It was an intense 5 o'clock shadow. But was it a beard? Not a beard. It wasn't a beard. Anyway. So my boss was like, you really like? I said, yeah. I said sometimes I said me, not guys, but me as a guy. I said I look pretty good with a 5 o'clock shadow. Not too much, not too little. And he's like, yeah. I've seen you rocking a couple of times, Fears. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, see, I like to shake it up a little bit. And he goes, well, let me know if you want to grow a beard. I said, I will let you know. I said, it'll probably never happen. And I made him a promise. I said, I promise if it gets too crazy, and I decide that I don't want a beard, I will shave it off. So, yeah. Because I have respect for my boss, He's a good guy. Well, I've got a couple of bosses. 2 male bosses and a female boss. It was one of the male bosses I was talking to last night. And it was better last night, but only by 1,000. So, 2 nights ago, we had 48,000. Last night we had 47,000. So it was still a shit show, out of control. It was just less of a shit show. And it was more organized. Plus Fears only had 1 truck last night. So my night was easy. And I had to train that kid that I told you guys about. Well, he's not a kid, he's like 18, but if you size him up to me, he's like a kid because I'm about to turn 40, so So I trained at 18. He's like, oh man, I'm really nervous. It's my first job. I said, you're doing really good for your first job. I said, you want to know my first job? And he's like, what? I said, it's the classic shit job. And he goes, well, what? And I go, McDonald's. I'm like, you're smart. I'm like, when I was 18, I'm like, I just took whatever I could find. And he goes, well, you told me, Fears, you lived in a small town. I said, very small. I said, now it's booming. But I said, back then it was very small. So I said, I had to take what I could find, which was not much, slim to zero jobs back then in that little town. So I said, you starting a job at 18 and this job that pays, well, I get paid more than him, but you start off at like $14 or $15 an hour there. I'm like, that's pretty good. I'm like, you want to know how much I started at? And I'm telling the kid, and he goes, well, how much? I said, well, I started at 9. So I said, it was decent. But was it the best money in the world? No. But it was decent. It was decent. And I saw a lot of crazy shit at McDonald's. So what have we learned? Great place to eat, horrible place to work at McDonald's. I would never work at McDonald's. Well, I should rephrase. I would do it if I absolutely had to, but I don't have to. I don't absolutely have to right now. So yeah. So if I have a choice, I wouldn't work there anymore. So yeah. Anyway, thank you for the 4 likes. I appreciate that. Big shout out to the chat. Yakov says, "Wow, never thought about that." What, Christopher Reeve? Yeah, it would make sense. Yakov. He plays a reporter in that movie with Morgan Freeman, right? It would only make sense for him to play a news reporter because he's already played a news reporter. You know what I'm saying? So that's probably why they picked him. And this was probably pre-accident, because he had that accident on the horse, which sucks because now he's paralyzed from, like, he can move his head, right? But from the neck down, his wife has to help him, which is, that's cool that she helps him, and thank God, like, his wife was like, hey, honey, fuck you, I'm out of here, because that would suck. That would really suck. So she hung in there, as a wife should, and she helped out her husband. And you know what? I give him a lot of credit. He still acts. And he does a lot of, how do you say that word? Philanthropist work. Hopefully I said that right. Oh God, that fucking line is so hard to say. That word's hard to say. You guys know what line? You guys know what word I'm trying to say. He does a lot of that work. He gives a lot to charity. I don't know if he's still alive. When he was still alive, I think he did all that stuff. Because I remember watching Smallville. I started watching Smallville. Because I watched it a lot with my friends when it came out, but I haven't seen the whole series yet. So that's another fucking 10 series that I need to dive into because I'm a big Superman fan. Someone told me I should watch. I don't know if this is true. I don't know if this is true, Yakov, but someone told me that there's after Smallville was made, because now it's done, they made a television show called Krypton, where it was just like the adventures on Krypton before Krypton blew up. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. Kind of like a prequel. So I may have to check into that at some point. Anyway, Vision says Christopher Reeves. Yeah, Christopher Reeves. I don't know if he's... Well, let's go to Google. Let's find out. Let's see if Christopher Reeves is still alive. But I know he did a lot of charity work. I know he still acted because he did like 2 episodes of Smallville where he played some like mad scientist doctor or whatever. And I was like, man, I give that guy a lot of credit. I'm like, he's paralyzed from the neck down, but he's still acting. So I'm like, that's fucking awesome. All right, is Christopher... Let's see, Christopher Reeves still alive? Let's see. I don't remember if he is or not. Let's see here. Oh, no. No, unfortunately, he passed away a while ago. Well, when he was alive, he did all that stuff I was telling you guys about. I thought he was still alive, but apparently not. He was born September 25th, 1952, and he died October 10th, so my birthday month of 2004. Oh, so 1 year. So 1 year after I graduated high school, because I graduated high school in 2003. So in 2004, he passed away. Wow, that sucked. I thought he was still alive. I had no idea. Thank God for Google. That sucks. That sucks. I thought the guy was still alive because he was such a and he played on Tales from the Crypt. He played some like creepy guy that owned a restaurant, and he ended up like killing a few people and like cooking their body parts. So yeah, he played a fantastic creepy guy on Tales from the Crypt. It's one of my favorite episodes because you wouldn't think of Christopher Reeves as like kind of creepy. Man, he was a good actor. He plays the most creepiest fuck on Tales from the Crypt. Oh man, it was nuts. It was nuts. I didn't know he passed away. That's crazy. I had no idea. All right, let me close Google because I don't know. I can't see your guys' comments. Well, there you go. You learn something every day. I think he died almost 20 years ago. Yeah, DVD Blu-ray guy. I just found that out. I just went to Google. It said he was born in 1952 and he died October 10th, 2004. So 1 year after I graduated high school. So he must have done all those episodes of like Smallville, like while I was in high school. You know, because they made Smallville like fucking ages ago. Anyway, yeah. Well, I knew DVD Blu-ray guy. I just didn't know how to pronounce it. Thurlampist. I can't fucking say that word. It's so hard. Ugh. I hate that, man. But I knew exactly what I was talking about. He did that type of work, Blu-ray guy. He did acting. He gave a lot to charity. So he lived an amazing life. It just fucking sucks beyond belief that he fell off his horse. Because I went horseback riding. But the minute I heard about Christopher Reeve, I was like, I probably should chill out on the horseback riding, you know? Because if your horse gets spooked, it'll buck you off, and that's exactly what happened to him. He flew off, landed on his neck, paralyzed from here all the way down. Sucks. So yeah. Anyway, thank you all for the likes. Anyway, well, I'm gonna work on it, DVD Blu-ray guy, because that's a hard word to say. So I apologize. All right. Let's get to the review, shall we? So, as I was telling Visions, Yakov, DVD Blu-ray guy, a must-watch. Now, the only thing I disagree with this is you guys all know that I'm Christian. But fears, hopefully God will forgive me. Me and God have had a conversation about this. I'm like, God, I love you. I love your son, Jesus. I always will love your son, Jesus. I love God. I can't wait to see my dad in heaven. But, there is a but. I told God, I love me some horror movies. So yeah. The only thing I did not agree with was all the devil stuff in here. There's not much. There's some. Like you see the devil make a cameo. Well, you don't see his face, you see his hand come out of nowhere. But I'm going to try to do this spoiler free because Visions hasn't seen it yet. What up, Eddie? He says, what up, Fears? What up, Visions? And then Dasha, hopefully I pronounced your name right. Dasha says, hello, John. And that's quite a nice profile picture. I like your haircut. It's like short on this side, long on this side. Very nice photo. So that's the only thing I didn't really agree with. So thank God there wasn't too much devil stuff. But I've told Jesus and God this. I'm like, I love you guys. I'm like, you guys know that I love you a lot. But I'm like, I love me some horror movies. So I think me and Jesus and God, we have an understanding. We're like this. So I told him, I said, look, I go to church. I read my Bible. I'm like, I just need my horror movie gems, man. So hopefully he won't hold it against me. I don't think he will. Anyway, so as you guys know, I found this movie on my vacation, and it was not on the list. I was telling Visions, remember this? I told you this. I told Yakov, and I told pretty much all of you guys, this was not on the list. So I'm walking, and then I just kind of look off, to the left, and I see it on the rack, and I'm like, okay, yeah, fucking Donald Pleasance, right on. And I'm like, oh, okay, all right. And I did not see this right away. I didn't see John Carpenter right away. So I'm like, all right, fucking Donald Pleasance, he's some creepy, priest guy. So I start walking, and I did like a double look. I'm like, wait a minute. I mean, let's say John Carpenter on it. I walk back, I grab it, I go, oh! I'm like, it is John Carpenter. I'm like, okay. I'm like, what's this? So then I turn it over. I start reading, and I'm like, how has Fears not seen this? How have I not seen it? Apparently, I hadn't seen it though. So it was one of those gems. It was always there. It was always there. Just Fears had to find it. And boy, was it a gem. I pop that sucker in. I start watching. I'm like, all right, devil, fucking zombies, end of the world, apocalypse. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, what's gonna happen next? And then all of a sudden, this crazy shit happens in the next scene. And I'm like, oh shit, oh lord. It was pretty nuts. And then bugs. There was bugs everywhere through this movie. So just be Visions. Be prepared for that. But you know what? Visions. I will say this: Visions and Pixel have a stronger stomach than Fears. Visions and Pixel sat through that crazy movie. What is it? What is it? Visions. It's about the tribe. The tribe, and they kill the reporters and stick a pole through their fucking mouth and shit. What the hell is that one called? I know it. I watched the trailer and I was mortified from the trailer. There was blood everywhere in that trailer. I was like, ooh. I'm like, I don't think Beard's gonna watch this movie anytime soon. That almost made me throw up. I kid you not. Oh, it was nuts. It was insane, dude. I can't remember the name of the movie though, but Pixel said he's watched that. I'm like, really? So yeah. Dasher says, thanks, Fears. I'm cute. Well, there you go. I like your confidence. You are cute. You're very cute. I like your haircut. I don't know. I don't know if that's really you in the photo, because sometimes, because I only talk to you guys, hardly ever do I get to see your guys' faces. So I'll take your word for it, Dasha. But I'm going off your profile picture. So yeah, and a lot of you guys have very cool profile pictures. I gotta say, like Eddie's is this rotting corpse zombie skeleton dude, and I'm like, that's pretty fucking cool. I'm trying to think of that fucking movie. Visions, you gotta help me out. It's that fucking movie where you guys told me to watch the trailer. It was insane. That was probably the most bloodiest. It was Visions, it was even worse than that mermaid thing that you had me watch the trailer. It was worse than that. And I was like, who the hell watches this crap? Not making fun of Visions or Pixel. Not at all. But I was like, I'm like, this ain't my cup of tea, man. I'm like, I can't watch this. If it gets too bloody, I'm just like, I'm sitting there. I was like this. I'm like, oh shit. And then all of a sudden, the next scene comes on, and it's even 20 times worse than the next scene. I'm like, oh fucking shit. I was like, well, I thought that was bad. Well, the next scene is 90 times worse. And I'm like, oh my god. Oh my god. That's pretty funny, Dasha. 101 Dalmatians. No, it's something. Oh God, I can't think of it. It's a horror movie. I need Vision's help. I'm trying to think of it by myself. Hang on. Oh, what is it? I just saw the trailer a couple weeks ago. What's up, Richie? Oh, what the hell is it? I can picture it in my mind. The news reporters go to the tribe. The tribe doesn't like them, and then all mad fucking chaos ensues. Oh, Cannibal Holocaust. That's what it was. I got it. That movie is insane. Fears wouldn't recommend it unless you have the most strongest stomach in the world. I mean, they're doing all sorts of that crazy shit in there. Killing, wiping blood on people's faces, licking blood, eating blood, killing people, shoving hoses up through people's mouths and shit, and then they're just studying their handiwork. I'm like, yeah, we get it. You shove some guy on a pole, and then all of a sudden the guy's looking at him yeah, that's what I did. And I'm like, okay, yeah, whatever floats your boat. So yeah. Anyway, back to this. So I popped this sucker in. Visions, you said you hadn't seen this yet. You guys have got to see this. Thank you for the 5 likes. I appreciate it. So it starts off, they found this creepy church in, no church is creepy, but I guess they dressed it to look creepy for the film. because I don't want to insult anyone's religion. But they found this amazing church, like in downtown L.A. They shot most of it in L.A. And uh, Donald Pleasant's character, this priest, finds out about this secret that the church had hidden for years. So he goes to investigate it, and I'm trying to do this spoiler free so I don't ruin it for Visions. And one thing leads to another, and he's like, oh shit, he goes, how did they keep this a secret for like centuries? And he's like, well, he's like, the cat's out of the bag now. I gotta do something about it, because if I don't, mad fucking chaos will ensue. And the thing is mad chaos is already started. It's already ensuing. You start seeing things that are not quite right. People have like this glazed look over their face, like the devil is kind of just turning them into mindless, just walking people. And then as they go through the film, this like disease or something that the devil has put inside these people make them worse. Like warts start growing on them. One guy is just like staring at the sun for like 20 minutes, and out of his shirt, all these bugs start falling out. And I'm like, oh, that's fucking nuts. You know? So it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. So finally the priest is like, I need to like actually like come at this. He goes, maybe religion's the wrong way to come at this. He's like, maybe I'll get like some scientific data from people. So the priest hires these scientists like from a college, which is really cool. Tidbit: the college that all the scientists come from, John Carpenter filmed at his film school at his college. And because I watched it twice last night before I went into work. I watched it once without the commentary, watched it again with the commentary, and John Carpenter was like, he goes, one of the thrills for me was to go back and shoot at my college. Not as a student anymore, but as a director, because he said that's where I learned everything about filmmaking. So I would love to go back someday and shoot at my college. Now, my college has moved. It was in Arizona. Well, they have a lot of them. Collins College, it was in New Mexico, Nevada, Arizona, California. Now I believe they moved it out of Arizona. Now it's in California. The last time I looked some information up about this, so don't quote me. This may be outdated information. Last time I looked it up on the internet, they moved my college from Arizona, and it's in California. I believe one is still in Nevada, not Vegas, in Nevada, and I believe one is still in New Mexico. So it's on that side of the country. Good school, very good school. 4 of the best years of my life was at film school. Loved it. But the original building is still in Arizona, so I would love to go back to the original building. Now, and last time, Jason Cool went there with me. We're trying to rekindle our friendship. I haven't talked to him in a while, but we're trying. Last time he told me they turned our old school in Arizona into a nurse's school. But the building actually still exists there, so one day I would love to go back and shoot a film there. That would be awesome. Or shoot a YouTube video, or just something. That'd be cool. Kind of like John Carpenter. So it was kind of cool that he went back to his roots. Anyway, so the scientists show up, they start doing research, and the findings that they find out of this research, pretty much scare the shit out of these scientists. They're like, we don't mean to freak you out, this priest. He goes, but this data is freaking us out. And then one thing leads to another. Someone becomes a zombie, but I can't tell you, Visions, I can't tell you how they become zombies. Not the whole group, some of the group, because it'll ruin the movie. Let's just put it this way. Some of the group become zombies, then those zombies start attacking the normal group, and the devil has his hand on everything. And by the end of the movie, there's bugs and there's evil fucking everywhere. All mad chaos is ensuing everywhere. But this guy with a mustache is the ultimate hero. And him and a few other people that don't turn into zombies save the day. And yeah, the devil can go fuck himself. So there it is. Like I told everybody, And I know not everybody in the chat is religious. I am though, but I don't. But I tell people if you're not into religion, Fears does not, judge you. I'm cool with everybody. If you're cool to me, I'm cool with you. I could care less. If you're into religion, that's great. I encourage it. But I don't force it upon people. I'm always like, yeah, if you're interested, you should go to church. But I'm not like, some religions force it on you. No, 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 you can't. You have to come. You are going to join our church. That's not Fierce. That's not my cup of tea. I encourage people. I'm always like, hey, if you want to be a Christian, I think that's great. I think that's fantastic. You should totally do your research. Go online, check out the research, pick a nice church. Meet some cool people. I have met some of the coolest people at my Missouri church and at my Orlando church. Nicest people in the world. Absolutely. And I'm not gonna not say this. You guys know, anytime my church has a church function and there's food, the cooks at my Missouri church and the cooks at the Orlando one are amazing. They make amazing. The last one we had was oh no, I missed it. I missed the last one. The last one was for Father's Day. I just stayed here. There was we celebrated someone's birthday before Father's Day, and we had a potluck dinner, so that was fun. Yo, 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 yo. You guys all know who says that. Who says yo, 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 yo? I can't do it as good as him because he's the master of it. Heroes and Villains Collectibles. What up, motherfucker? What's up, buddy? Good to see you. Good to see you. So, Fears doesn't force religion on people. I encourage it, though. There's a difference between encouragement and, you should totally check it out. Only if you want to. But I'm not one of these religious people that are like, no, you have to come. You must come. You're evil if you don't come. That's not me. That's not me at all. Those people are pretty nuts. I'm like, you know what? I'm like, I would never say this, but in my mind, I'd love to go up to some of those people that like force religion. I'd be like, maybe that person isn't into religion. Maybe you shouldn't go fucking nuts on them, and maybe you should let them make their own choices in life, and maybe you should stop screaming at them. Oh, you have to come to church. I said, if you scream, you have to come to church. 11 times out of 12, someone will look at someone that says that and be like, yeah, you're fucking nuts. I'm not coming to your church. You're screaming at me. What the fuck? So I let people, I tell people, listen, I love being a Christian. I love God. I love Jesus. They're great guys. He's the big guy upstairs, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like, I think you should totally come check it out. That's usually how Fears does it. I'm like, but if you don't, I won't hold it against you. You're still a great person. Like, I'll give you an example. And Visions, I'm not selling you out. I'm just using Visions as an example, because Visions is a prime example. Like, whenever me and Visions became friends, he's like, you know what, Fears? He's like, nothing against your religion, just, religion and holidays, they're just not my cup of tea. I'm like, no worries. No worries, Visions. I get it. I understand. And he's like, yeah, we just don't really celebrate Christmas, and I'm not into it. Fucking Santa Claus and shit. And I'm like, I got you. I understand. I'm like, some people are into it. Some people are not into it. So Visions, I appreciate you letting me use you as an example. There's another person in the community that's like a firm. I forgot who it is. Oh, Pixel. I don't think Pixel's into religion either. Like, I remember one time I encouraged Pixel, and he was like, you know what, Fears? He's like, I appreciate it, buddy. He's like, just, it's not me, brother. And I was like, no worries. No problem whatsoever. I'm like, I got you, brother. Anyway, enough about that. To the boot. That's right, Eddie. To the boot. Well, listen, Eddie. Why stop at Why stop at one boot? Maybe 2 boots? Maybe 4 boots? 6 boots! Oh shit, if you had 6 boots of beer in you. Heroes knows what I'm talking about. Hell, Fears was getting kind of tipsy after 2 boots. Heroes, do you remember that? So I drank one, and I'm like, oh, that was nice. It started to kick in a little bit, right? By the half, let's see. No, more than half of the next boot. So if this is the boot's from about the bottom of my coffee cup to about right there. That's a boot, right? So Fears had one complete boot, right? One complete boot. the tipsiness kicked in after 15, 20 minutes, because that's a lot of beer, right? When fears got to about half of the second one, I was feeling really good. And then when I finished the second boot, oh yeah, I was like, let the adventure begin, motherfuckers. So it took 2 massive boots for me. But Heroes is a fucking goddamn champion. I'm a lightweight, man. But I tell you what, Fears used to be the drinking master back in the day. Like Trent has said, Fears, you can just take 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 shots, and they mean nothing to you. I'm like, yeah. I used to be the shot drinking master. Now, Fears, old, I got fucking gray hair everywhere, and I'm about to turn 40. You get like 3 or 4 shots of me, and I'm like, yeah, I'm feeling good. You know? What the fuck happened? I don't know. I don't know what happened. When you guys figure it out, you let me know. Fears became a lightweight. It only takes a little bit for Fears to get a rockin', you know? So Visions, when we go out and drink, Fears will probably have to cut himself off because, well, Visions has had lots of adventures. Visions, I don't know if I can out-top the Gothic King Cobra, you know. Well, we'll probably knock it out of the park, Visions, with all of our, like, Goonie locations and me destroying your ass in miniature golf. Oh, that's right, I said it. But you know what? I'm a little nervous. Visions said that he's got a degree in miniature golf. I was like, oh, bring it on, brother. Bring it on. Let's put that degree to good use. Oh, yeah. So I'm really looking forward to me and Visions hanging out. But Visions like, well, Fears, he goes, I know when we go out and have beers, he goes, like, Visions, I can't remember exactly how you said it, but you said something to the effect of, oh, well, Fears. He goes, I don't know about you, but like, when we go out to a bar and get some drinks and, like, play some pool and stuff, he goes, it's going to be a lot different than when I went out with, like, Gothic King Cobra. And I was like, oh, yeah? I'm like, well, what was it like? And he's like, well, he just pulled out his wand and he was casting spells on people. And I just, nothing against Visions. I just repeated it. I'm like, casting spells on human beings. Right on. And I fucking lost my mind. I started laughing. Visions started laughing. And I'm like, and then I was like, Visions, scout honor. I promise you, Fears will not cast a spell on anyone. Nor would I want to. But that's Gothic King Cobra's way. He's like, yeah, he goes, smoking a fucking cigarette in the rain, and then I'll pull out my wand, you know, and do his little wand casting spell shit. I don't know how he does it, but he does it. And he casted a spell. So Vision said, Fears, by the time we left the bar, about 8 or 9 people had some spells on them. I was like, really? And he's like, oh yeah, oh yeah. I was like, that's a lot of spell casting. So there we are. Here it is. Heroes says to the boot. That's right. But again, Heroes, I will never be able to out-top you on the boot drinking skills. You got some mad skills on that. But see, you've had the boot longer. Fears has only had the boot for a year, and I've only used the boot 4 times, 5 times, something around there. But I appreciate the boot. It's so awesome that I have my own boot. And I'm bringing the boot this year to the Christmas party. And I'm going to get some Cotito. Hopefully that's how you say it. That shit was great. And the dude said, Fears, how can you not like eggnog? And I was like, I like eggnog. I just like Cotito better now because I had never had that. And when Heroes like Fears, he goes, fuck that eggnog shit. He goes, I got something better. And I was like, oh, better than eggnog? And he goes, oh yeah. He goes, this will knock it out of the park. So I'm like, all right. He goes, put up your glass. So I put up my glass, and he's like, do 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 do. He goes, go ahead and take a shot of that shit. I'm like, all right. I take a sip of it, and then I take a swig of it, and I'm like, this is really good. This is really good. And he goes, what'd you think? And I went, it's really good. And he goes, yeah. He goes, still like eggnog? And I was like, I do, but I just like Cotito more. Hopefully I'm saying that right. It's a hard word to say. That shit was good, Heroes. And not only did we have some, but I forgot who made it. You said, I think it was your daughter that made it, right? It was either your daughter or your son made it, because your son's in the vlog, in the Christmas vlog. You're in the vlog. All your family's in the vlog. Your little son's in the vlog, and then your daughter, the one that does all the cosplay. I think she made it, but whoever made it, that shit was spectacular. That stuff was good. That stuff was really good. Anyway, to end this, how would Fears grade this? Definitely a solid 8 out of 10. It's not a perfect movie, but it's a solid 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10. So it's not my favorite John Carpenter film, but it's good. It's for sure a watch. Visions, I totally recommend it. I kid you not, buddy. It's good. You'll enjoy it. Plus, it's got Alice Cooper in it, rock legend. It's got some Dr. Sam Loomis, fucking Donald Pleasance style. He's a great actor. It sucks that he passed away. His last film, I believe his last film that he did before he passed away was Halloween 6. He did Halloween 6, and then a couple of months after he made the film, I think that's when he passed away. So, yeah. Okay, so I was right, heroes. So, your daughter made it. Okay, so I was right, yeah. But Visions, hopefully I didn't ruin it for you. I was trying to do a spoil-free review. Oh, wait, I'm going to say one more thing. I'm going to say my two favorite scenes. Two favorite scenes. One guy is out in a parking lot, and he's got a very deep voice, like the devil has took him over. And he's like, I've got a message for you, and you're not going to like it, right? And then Visions, I can't tell what happens to that. I can't tell you what happens next to that guy, but it ends horribly, horribly bad for that guy. So that's my favorite. That's probably my favorite scene. What happens to that guy? It's insane, dude. What happens to that guy? And then everybody looks out a window and they're all like, oh shit, oh my god. Like they're freaked out. Because they just saw, they're looking out the window and they're looking down. He's in this parking lot, like looking up, and he's just like mindless. And he's like, I've got a message for you and you're not going to like it. In this deep, like satanic voice. But I can't say what happens to him. But let's just put it this way. Something horribly, 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 horribly goes really wrong for that guy's life. And he ends up, it's not his best day in the world. That's the best way to put it, Visions. So that's my first favorite scene. My second favorite scene, probably when that guy with the glasses gets killed in an alleyway by Alice Cooper. Again, it's not the worst death in the world, but it's pretty violent. So the guy in the glasses gets, and Alice Cooper just comes out of nowhere, just fucking kills this guy for no reason. But I can't tell Visions and you guys how, because it'll ruin it. So that's my second favorite scene. But, do it. But it's probably because I've never seen Alice Cooper in a movie until now. I know he was like, I think he was like Freddy Krueger's like dad in one of those. But this is the first time I've seen Alice. Oh, no. Alice Cooper made a cameo in Wayne's World 1, so I've seen him in that. So he's done a few cameos, but this is like an actual part. It's not a cameo. He's in it a fair decent amount. So yeah. Fair decent amount. And, but again, it would ruin it for Visions if I said how Alice Cooper kills this guy with the glasses. So yeah. Vision says next time you do a movie review, you should plan it out a day ahead or a few days ahead so people can watch it and discuss it with you. That's true, Visions. You know what I'll do, Visions? Next time, next time I'll watch it and be like, hey, Visions, I'm going to review this on Friday, so this will give you time to watch it, so then you and me can talk about it. Good idea, buddy. Good idea. That's a good idea. But I'm telling you, Visions, I couldn't wait on this. I was like, oh, I have to watch it. It was so good. So, tonight, oh, well, you know what, Visions? I'll tell you in advance what I'm going to watch tonight. Let's see. I'm going to watch, where is it? Hang on, let me grab it. I'm gonna watch 2 movies tonight. Yeah, at the most, I'm going to watch 1, but I may watch 2. So, it'll give you and others time to watch it. Let me grab the 2 that I'm thinking about watching. Hopefully Fears doesn't fall asleep and then all of a sudden wake up, it's like 5 in the morning tomorrow on Saturday. Well, it looks like I didn't get to any movies. I'm going to try to get to at least 1 movie tonight, if not 2. Because I want to do some editing. I've been slacking. I have been lazy as hell, and I haven't uploaded a video. Like an actual, not a stream. I haven't uploaded a video probably in 3 weeks to a month. So I need to get a moseying. Let me grab the movies. Give me 1 second. All right. All right. Hero says I got the boot filled up. Oh shit! Wow, 6:11. You're kind of starting kind of early, buddy. Okay, nice. Well, it is 6. I mean, that's pretty much after dinner. So actually, that's actually the perfect time, to start the boot. So I don't know about this one. This one's a maybe, Visions, maybe. But for sure, Fears is watching some Demon Knight. So I'm watching some Demon Knight tonight because I had heard of this movie before, but I had never heard of the other Tales from the Crypt movie, The Bordilla of Blood. I've already watched that. I've already reviewed that, and that was some crazy shit. But I've seen this before, but it has been literally 15 to 16 years since I've seen this movie, and it's got a shitload of bonus features. So I will probably start with the bonus features because I've already seen this, but it's been a long time ago, so I've kind of forgotten kind of what happens. But and what's really cool is this guy was in the very first episode of Tales from the Crypt, and this guy, Billy Zane, he plays Cal. He plays Cal, the evil guy off of Titanic, and he shaved his head for this role. I believe he did 2 episodes of Tales, or at least one Tales from the Crypt. I think he came in season 6, season 7. It was towards the tail end of it. So I'm watching this tonight. So Visions, if you want to watch this, so then we can discuss it, there it is. So I'm going to tell you guys in advance. So most likely I will review this tomorrow. But I'm not sure on this. This is a maybe. Camp Nowhere. Me and my brother used to rent this all the time from Blockbusters, so I was ecstatic. It wasn't on the list when I was on vacation. But I'm walking, and I'm like, oh shit, Camp Nowhere. I used to watch that when I was 9 or 10 years old. I'm like, oh, that gem has to be in the movie collection, because me and my brother rented it all the time. So this is a straight-up horror movie. This is a straight-up comedy. So I've been watching lots of horror movies lately, so I'm like, you know what? Let's switch it up a little bit. Let's get a little comedy action. So this one I'm watching tonight for sure, Visions. This one's a maybe. But, so, watch this one. Watch this one, Visions, so we can talk about it. And Visions, like me, love some Tales from the Crypt, You know what I'm saying? I love Tales from the Crypt is fucking amazing. I've never read the comics, though. I know like Horrors of the Vault and Tales from the Crypt, they're all comic books, and they're creepy. And Creep Show's a comic book, but I recently watched Creep Show the movie. That movie is fucking brilliant. I cannot wait. Visions, I'm so excited. I cannot wait to find Creep Show Part Deuceage. Maybe I'll go to FYE tomorrow and see if I can find it. Or I'll go to FYE tomorrow, because I haven't got anything planned. I'm like, what should I do on my day off? But like MacGyver, Fears always has a plan. So when I'm making dinner tonight, I'll have to plan out my day tomorrow, because I've pretty much got nothing to do. But, heroes, I'm going to take your advice. If I do go to a store and find some gems, I will take my my handy-dandy GoPro, and I'll get some footage. Just more shit that I have to edit. But I will. I'm so behind. I was getting a little caught up, and then all of a sudden I went on vacation. I was like, yeah, it's called a vacation for a reason. I'm like, I'm not editing shit. I edited a tiny bit here and there, but I didn't edit anything big and significant. So yeah. Anyway. Vision says, okay, cool, Fears. Okay, deal. Nice! So, me and Visions are going to be talking. Visions, I'll throw you the link tomorrow. So you're going to watch in advance. I'll throw you the link tomorrow. You can come in and we can talk about some Tales from the Crypt. Look at the fucking Crypt Keeper. This guy is going fucking nuts. His eyes are all fucking Google-eyed and shit. He's got, his fingernails are that fucking long. Ever heard of a nail clipper, you son of a bitch? And then, he's got no fucking nose. Look at this fucking guy. I must say, on these Blu-rays, they always have amazing artwork. Someone drew this. It's amazing artwork. Look at this. This ain't a real picture. Someone drew this. Very good artwork, I must say. On all these. So, yeah. Anyway, Vision says, have you seen any of the Black Mirror episodes? It's a British anthology series in the same vein as Creepshow. No, I haven't. You know what? I gotta go to YouTube now, and because I love British TV. Well, not all British TV. Some British TV is so damn boring. But like the shows that my mom introduced me to, I love. The Thin Blue Line is amazing. If you guys have never seen The Thin Blue Line, it's not scary at all. It's a straight up comedy. Visions, you'll love it. It's got Rowan Atkinson in it. He plays this crazy, ridiculous, like hilarious cop, and he tries to like play it off that he's like this super cop when really he's just like a normal street patrol cop. But he's like over the top, and that shit is funny. I would love to get that on Blu-ray or DVD and add that into the collection. The Thin Blue Line is amazing. Obviously, Fears loves Mr. Bean. Another one that my mom introduced me to that she used to watch before my mom moved over, Keeping Up Appearances. That's hilarious. It's basically about this uptight, hoity-toity, ultimate British woman. She's like not old, but she's not young. She's like, I'd say she's like mid-50s, like 51, 52. So she's kind of like in her prime, and she has to be the best British woman of all time. Everyone else besides her is like innocent little peasants in her mind. She must do everything. She must have the best teapot. She has to have the best car. She has to have the best house on the block. She's destined to meet the queen. I will meet the queen. Me and her will be buddies. Me and the queen will play chess together and shit like that. We'll have more afternoon tea. All of that stuff. And as in any comedy, if you think you're right about everything, she thinks she's right about everything. She thinks she's the best at everything. Well, what happens, Visions? Funny chaos ensues. So I wouldn't just recommend that to Visions. I would recommend that to everybody. Keeping Up Appearances is fucking hilarious. I love it. The Thin Blue Line is probably one of my favorites. They're both hilarious, but The Thin Blue Line is just a little bit more funny than Keeping Up Appearances. But they're both great. Obviously, Mr. Bean is fucking great. He barely says anything, but it's what he does with his body that's funny. He only says, in each episode, he'll either say one word, like not even one sentence, one word, or he'll say one or two sentences, and that's it. So it's all what he does and his facial expressions. He's always fucking great. What else? Oh, Black Hatter. Black Hatter is fucking amazing. Mighty Python is great. But no, I've never heard of Black Mirror. But you know what? Let's go to YouTube right now, and I will watch some Black Mirror. I will watch the trailer. So Vision said it's kind of in the genre of Tales from the Crypt, and I love me some Tales from the Crypt. So let's check out some Black Mirror, shall we? Black Mirror. But Visions, I'm telling you, if you've never seen The Thin Blue Line or Keeping Up Appearances, oh buddy, listen, you are missing out. That is some hilarious British humor. And British humor, it's very dry. And sometimes it's slapsticky, but not all the time. Fears likes a little bit of slapstick, like Abbott and Costello is fucking legendary. It's great. The Three Stooges is great. Laurel and Hardy is amazing. But sometimes it gets too campy for my taste. It's good. A little will do you when it comes to Fears. A little slapstick is good. A little dry humor is good. Over the top dry humor, horrible. Over the top slapstick, absolutely god awful. But a little bit is good. All right, so Black Mirror. I'm actually quite excited because my mom's from England, so anytime I get a chance to check out some more British television shows, I do. Black Mirror trailer. And I will do my research on it, Visions, because it's not only does it sound cool, like it's kind of like a revamp of Tales from the Crypt. It also has a cool like title, Black Mirror. That's pretty cool. All right, Black Mirror. All right, there we go. So it says Black Mirror Season 6 official trailer. No. I need like the original trailer. Let's see. I need the original trailer. Let's see here. Black Mirror. Well, apparently it's already got 6 seasons. Oh, so it must be doing quite well. I don't think I. Well, it says Black Mirror season 3, episode 1. I'm not seeing a I'm not seeing a trailer, like an original trailer. Let's see here. Give me 1 second, Visions. I'm trying to find it. Hello, 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 hello. Well, here, let me write this: Black Mirror original trailer. Let's see if that'll do it. Original trailer. Oh, here we go. Black Mirror season 1 trailer. Well, that's about as close as I'm gonna get. So, all right, Black Mirror. I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to hear it. So, but through my headphones. But I will listen to it. All right, here we go. All right. Nice.
What are you gonna do for us today, Abby? Men will want you, women will hate you. All the time you were on stage. Couldn't help picturing you.
It's so stupid.
No, that's brilliant, because sometimes you're a bitch. I didn't mean that.
Okay, so the best line in it so far is this guy goes, no, 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 that's okay, because sometimes you are a bitch. Perfect delivery. It's the way the guy said it. Oh, God, this is fucking great. He goes, no, 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 no. It's okay. It's okay that you said that, because sometimes you are a bitch. And I fucking lost my mind.
You're a bitch. You're a bitch. Also, sometimes.
This cognitive behavioral thing, three lines of thinking.
It's a little creepy. Very creepy. I can see it. I can see the Tales from the Crypt kind of like, oozing in, Visions. It's got a very creepy, weird vibe to it. It's not exactly Tales from the Crypt, but it's got that Tales from the Crypt vibes going on. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. It looks pretty cool so far.
It's like I've had a bad tooth for years, and I'm just finally getting my tongue in there and I'm digging out all the rotten shit.
I know people. We love humiliation. We can't not love.
Oh, wow. So some guy just straight up took a mirror and just slapped it up against someone's head and just killed him in the living room. All right, well there it is. All right, good to know. Good to know.
Point to make love to a pig. This is a joke, right? Ha ha, Mike, ho ho. It's real.
I'm liking it.
Oh God, I can't watch this.
All right, I'm sold. I'm sold on it, Visions. It's got a creepy vibe. It's not exactly Tales from the Crypt, but it's weird enough that it's got that Tales from the Crypt kind of vibes going on. The best scene out of the trailer is when that guy just goes, "Yeah, what do you think about this?" Nunk, and hits some guy in the head. A mirror with a it's a little mirror or whatever it was. He grabbed it off the side table. And he went, "Yeah, I hate you." Boom, and just blasted it across the guy's head, and then the guy just falls to the ground and dies. And I'm like, "Oh shit, okay." It was looking good. I'm liking it. That was pretty good. And then their eyes. So some guy is having sex with some woman, and his eyes are kind of all zombified. So I don't know what the hell that was all about, but that was probably the second coolest scene. He's all like, "Yeah, yeah, this is great. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah." And then his eyes are just fucking mind numbing. It's like both him and her have these zombified eyes, and they're just staring off into fucking God knows what, staring off into space. And he's like, "Yeah, uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah." Mm-hmm. Like he's supposed to like they're pretending that the sex feels great, but they're just like mindless fucking zombies. Like, yeah, uh, oh yeah, uh-huh, all that shit, And I'm just like, what the fuck? It was great. I was just like, yeah, 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 yeah. It was pretty hilarious too, because I'm like, well, that's obviously not how people have sex. So to see someone do that in a bedroom, I was fucking losing my goddamn mind. Yeah, yeah, yeah. When he said it like that, like 3 or 4 times, I was like, it's fucking over with. It was great. It was great. Let's see. The people who made the trailers must be on strike. I don't know. I don't know, but that trailer was great. He says that episode is wild because they're able to rewind and watch any moment in their life. Everything is recorded first person. Oh, really? Oh, that's fucking nuts. That's nuts. Oh, okay, so that's probably why their eyes are like that. Oh, that's pretty weird. But that's cool, though. That's a cool idea. Yeah. But yeah, the newest season just came out on Netflix. The show must be doing great, Visions, because I watched trailer number one. That was season one. But when I first found it, I was trying to find like the original one, and then the first one that popped up was season 6. Season 6. They're each watching hotter sexual experiences through their memories. It's crazy. That is pretty nuts. That's probably why they were like, yeah. And the guy's like all bobbling around because he's like right behind. Like the girl's in the bed. He's right behind her. And they're just staring like all fucking like staring off into space and shit. And then he just does this little fucking head bobble thing. And I fucking lost it. It was great. He's like, yeah. Yeah. It was fucking hilarious. I'll have to get in on a little bit of that and I'll have to watch it. Wait, that sounded bad. That sounded hilarious and bad. I'm not gonna get in on a little bit of recording Fierce's sexual encounters and watching them through my fucking eyeballs, but I will get in on a little bit of that show, and Fierce will be doing some watching because that looked cool. Visions, where'd you find that one? I didn't even know that you watched British television. Visions, A+, buddy. You definitely got some more friendship bonus points, man, because not only does Visions like American shit, but Fierce is half British. But I'm telling you, Visions, you have got to check out. I don't know, it may be not hardcore enough for you, but you got to check it out. Check out a couple of episodes. My mom loves Hyacinth. That's her name. Her name is Hyacinth out of Keeping Up Appearances. She is absolutely fucking hilarious. I don't know what lady. I don't know the real lady's name, the actress, but she's like in her 50s. I don't know if that lady's still alive too, because when she made Keeping Up Appearances, I think it had like 5 seasons, 6 seasons. She was already a little older. She was an older woman. She looks anywhere from 50 to 56, because she still has a lot of her natural hair color. She doesn't have any grays yet, but you can tell she looks older. She's not a thin British lady. She's kind of chubby, but it's hilarious. And then there's a famous British actor that plays her husband in it, and it is absolutely hysterical. So Visions, check that one out. You have got to check out Thin Blue Line with Rowan Atkinson. I don't know if he filmed him as the cop in Thin Blue Line before Mr. Bean was created. Maybe he did it after. You may have to do your research. But he plays it around the same time. He plays as a young Rowan Atkins playing this over the top. Like, he thinks he's like fucking FBI status. And he's really not FBI. He's just a normal street patrol cop. That's it. But he's like, oh no, I got fucking mad skills and shit, man. I got a fucking Magnum. And then his boss is like, what in the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, you definitely don't have a Magnum. Oh, I have a Magnum. And he's like, no, you don't. You don't have a Magnum because guess what? British cops don't have. They don't use any. In England they don't use guns. I know they have like nightsticks now, and I know they have tasers, but they don't use guns. But yeah. Last time I was over there, not one Bobby, that's the British slang for a cop, a British Bobby. See, Fierce knows some shit. I know some shit. Yo, Rezzy, what's up? Well, I should know that. It's part of my culture. You know? Um, and they have these fucking hilarious, like, bobble fucking, like, helmets that they wear. It's pretty hilarious. It, like, starts like this and then zooms up into this cone thing. But, yeah. But, you've got to check that out, Visions. And if you've never, I'm sure, Visions, you've checked out Mr. Bean, but you have to watch the whole series. My favorite episode of all time is Mr. Bean is late. He's in college and he's late for an exam. He finally gets there and they're taking 2 exams. The people that are studying trigonometry, that they're taking their final exam to get a college degree in trigonometry. And then the other one is for calculus. And there's two tests in this envelope. Mr. Bean pulls out the wrong one. He pulls out the green piece of paper, which is the calculus. So the whole time, he's not only is he taking the wrong test, but he's trying to get the answers, and he's like kind of looking over like that at the other guy. The other guy's getting pissed off. He doesn't say like, "Hey, fuck you, Mr. Bean, quit looking at my answers," but he does everything to tell him without saying it, because Mr. Bean, they don't say much. Even the actors will sometimes like talk to Mr. Bean, but Mr. Bean will kind of like he'll either shake his head, say one word or a line or two, but it's there's not a lot of speaking in Mr. Bean, which makes it even more hilarious. It's all suggestive. He's all like, and then he's like trying to figure out how to like steal the fucking answers, but it doesn't make any sense because even though he's stealing the answers from that guy, it's the wrong fucking test. And at the end of the show, the teacher's like, "We have 2 minutes to go. Everyone that has the green calculus paper, please put it on the left side of my desk." He goes, "And everybody taking the white trigonometry test, put it on the right side of my desk." And Mr. Bean's like, "What? What?" And then he grabs the envelope and he pulls out the white fucking sheet and then he starts putting all the answers on as quickly as he possibly can. And he's got like 30 seconds to do the entire test. And then the teacher's like, "Stop writing, please." And then Mr. Bean keeps going. He's like, "I said stop writing." And then he looks up, but then he like keeps writing with his pen. And the guy's like, "Will you stop writing?" And then he like throws the pen. And then he just he gets like overexcited. And I think he like crumples up the fucking paper or whatever. And then the scene ends. But it is fucking great, Visions. You have got to check out these 3. I'm sure you've already checked out Mr. Bean, but watch every single episode. Watch Mr. Bean. Watch Keeping Up Appearances. And The Thin Blue Line. Those are my 3 favorite British shows ever. You would think Fears would have them in my collection. I have Mr. Bean. I don't have them on Blu-ray yet. The key word is yet. Mr. Bean is up there, but I need to get The Thin Blue Line and I need to get Keeping Up Appearances. Those are spectacular. Those are, and the thing about Hyacinth doesn't even like her last name. Her full name in Keeping Up Appearances is Hyacinth Bucket, but she doesn't like Bucket because Bucket just sounds so bad. So she's Hyacinth Bouquet, and she always answers the telephone. "Hello, Bouquet residence, lady of the house speaking. How may I assist you?" And all this other bullshit. It is hysterical, dude. You got to check it out. Good stuff. Good, funny stuff. Anyway. All right. Moving on to the next topic. This is going to be hard, guys. I'm going to need your help. Thanks a lot for liking the show 6 times. The record, I think, for likes is 10. I don't think Fears has ever gotten past 10 likes. So let's try to get past 10 likes today. Let's try and get 11. That would be nice. But I appreciate all your guys' likes. All right. So let's do the Fears' top favorite movie scenes. Visions, get your thinking cap on. Rezzy, get your thinking cap on. Everybody, get your thinking cap on. The top 10 classic, legendary gem scenes. Okay, here we go. I would say number 1, any Indiana Jones scene. Any. They're all iconic. So that's number 1. Number 2, I would say any Star Wars scene. Number 3, the very first time you see James Bond in the gambling casino, and the sexy hot lady in the red dress goes, "And your name is?" and he lights his fucking cigarette, just like like a cool, suave James Bond would. And he looks over and he's like, Bond, James Bond. The very first time he does it. That's number 3. I mean, that you cannot deny that, Visions. That's got to be in there. You know what I'm saying? So there's that. Number 4, probably when Clark Kent transforms into Superman in the first movie and saves Lois Lane. That's number 4. Number 5. Oh man, this is gonna be hard because there's so many legendary scenes. Oh, the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man scene at the end of Ghostbusters. That where he's walking down the street of Manhattan. That's legendary. And how they deal with the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. That's legendary. So that's for sure. That's for sure number 4. Vision says, "Oh, this is going to be a very tough list, right? Because there's like, all right, think of all the movie scenes ever. There's so many movies out there that Fears has seen, and still that Fears hasn't seen. So it is going to be hard to pick 10 of the most iconic, the top 10 movie scenes ever, ever. So get your thinking cap on, Visions. We're up to number 5. Let's see." Oh man, this is so hard. Probably the very first time you see the DeLorean time machine, the very first time, before Marty travels, where Einstein the dog is in the car, and you see the time machine travel through time the first time. That's definitely number 5. That's definitely number 5. So yeah. That scene is for sure number 5. Number 6, probably when Michael Myers gets blown out of the window and gets shot 6 times. So he gets shot 6 times, falls out of a window, and plummets to his death. Or so you think. He's laying there in the grass. You think he's dead. Dr. Loomis comes up, looks out of the window, and he's gone. I would say that's number 6, Visions. Number 7, probably when Jason gets an axe to the head in part 3. I mean, that's super iconic. Oh, God, this is so hard. What are we up to? Number 7. Number 7. Oh, God. There's a lot of iconic moments in John Carpenter movies. Probably the scene where you see Snake Plissken like fly in the glider, and he lands on New York, because New York, you just see it's in fucking shambles. That's a great scene. A very iconic scene too. That's number 7. Number 8. God, this is so hard. Oh, I have to pick a Goonies scene, because Goonies is very iconic and legendary. Probably the scene out of Goonies where they finally find One-Eyed Willie's treasure, and he's like, "Bye marbles," and he like pours out his marbles, and he puts all the jewels in the bag, and then they find the treasure, and they're like loading all their pockets, and like the hoity-toity girl with the glasses, I think her name's Steph in the movie. She has her purse or some shit with her. The girl in the fucking purple, it's either a pink or a purple shirt. She's got her fucking purse with her, and she's like loads up all the jewels and shit. So that's definitely number 8. Number 9. Oh yeah, Visions. Yeah, I already said it. I mean, how could Fears deny Ghostbusters? It's my favorite movie of all time. I definitely said the Stay Puft Marshmallow scene, like when you see him for the first time and how they deal with the Stay Puft. I mean, I picked that one. That's definitely in there. So we're up to number 9. Oh, Lord, this is so hard. Number 9. Here, let me start looking at my movies over here. Oh, this is so hard. So hard. I do want to put a scene from Thunder Run, that trucker movie that I told Visions to watch. It's not the most iconic movie though. It's a fucking great movie, but is it iconic? It's not really that iconic. It's a good movie though. So I really let's see. Let's see here. Oh, Night of the Living Dead. That's iconic. Where you see the zombies in black and white for the first time. They come out of the darkness. That's pretty iconic. That has to be number 9. That has to be number 9. And so yeah. Oh, and then of course, Wizard of Oz. We're off to see the Wizard, the Wonderful Wizard of Oz. Them tiptoeing down the yellow brick road. That's number 10. That was hard to pick 10 scenes. You know what I'm saying? Vision says, you were saying the other day that Wizard of Oz was your second or third favorite movie. It is. It is. I'd say my 3 favorite movies of all time, Visions. Ghostbusters would be number 1. Wizard of Oz would be number 2. And probably the third one would be probably the Goonies. It was hard to pick 3. Oh, wait, no. No, hang on. I like the Goonies, but it would go like this. Ghostbusters is my favorite film. Second would probably be Halloween, the original Michael Myers. Then third would be Wizard of Oz. And then fourth, if I had to pick a fourth one, probably the Goonies. Because I forgot about that. I'm like, oh, how could I deny Michael Myers? I can't deny Michael Myers. You got to plan out these lists before you do them on stream. You always just do them off the cuff. Well, I do them off the cuff because I like to have your guys' input too, DVD Blu-ray guy. That's why I like doing them off the cuff. But I guess they would be a little bit better if I plan them out. I guess I could do that. I like doing them off the cuff because DVD Blu-ray guy, I love our movie discussions. We've never fought, me and DVD Blu-ray guy. We have heated discussions about movies because he loves movies, I love movies. So I always love our debates, DVD Blu-ray guy. Vision says, I do agree, these sorts of lists should be planned out ahead of time. It would be a fun interaction with fans as well if they could plan their own. That's true. That's very true. What would be 5? Okay, so I'll try and do my top 5 Visions, favorite movies of all time. Number 1, for sure, Ghostbusters is number 1. It'll always be number 1. There's not one scene out of Ghostbusters that I don't love. Every scene is goddamn spectacular. And I don't mean to curse and take the Lord's name in vain, but it's just so good. God bless Dan Aykroyd for thinking of that idea, writing it. Slimer's perfect. Stay Puft is perfect. The hilarious, librarian ghost lady. They're trying to talk to her, and she just turns, she closes her book, and she's like, shh. She doesn't even have to say, hello, I'm trying to read. It's a library. Keep it down. She's just like, shh. She reopens her book. She starts watching it. Starts reading it. There it is. Vision says, Ghostbusters 4 for life. I like Ghostbusters 4, but is it my favorite movie? No, it's not. It's good. I like it. But it's not my favorite film. But it's in the collection for sure. I bought every type of Ghostbuster thing alive. Oh no! I'm sorry. I still need to get the cartoon. I've got seasons 1 and 2 of the cartoon. I need to get the real Ghostbusters, the complete. Because that's my favorite cartoon of all time, Visions. The real Ghostbusters is my favorite cartoon of all time. Second would be, you know what? I'll do my favorite cartoons next. Let me do my top 5 favorite movies. Number 1, for sure, Ghostbusters. Number 2, Halloween. 3 is Wizard of Oz. 4 would be the Goonies. If I had to pick 5, God, it's so hard. 5 would either be the Indiana Jones series or the Back to the Future. Can I have 6 Visions? Those are my top 6. 5 would be the Back to the Future series. I don't care. I love them all. 1, 2, Back to the Future 1, 2, and 3. And number 6 would be the original 3 Indiana Jones. I like the fourth one. I like Dial of Destiny, now the fifth one. But are those two my faves? They're not my faves, but they're okay watches. But so top five, I'm sorry, top six would be Ghost in this order: Ghostbusters number one, Halloween, Wizard of Oz, um, Goonies, the Indiana Jones series, and the Back to the Future series. Those six are my all-time favorite movies. Favorite cartoons? Number one, the real Ghostbusters, bitches. Oh yes, that will always be number one. Number one. I'll try to pick five top my favorite top five cartoons. Good question, by the way, Visions. He said, what's your top five favorite movies? You always come prepared, Visions, with those questions, which I do. I appreciate that, buddy. You always make it fun, Visions. Pixel brings great. I mean, all my fans and my friends bring great questions, but I would say a DVD Blu-ray guy comes up with great questions. You come up with great questions, Visions. Pixel does. I mean, I enjoy your guys'. I enjoy these debates and these conversations, and you guys know I can talk for movies for months on end, years on end. I love movies, every aspect of movies. It never gets old for me talking about my favorite movies. Never gets old talking about old movies, new movies, anything to do with movies. I fucking love movies. I think we've established that. That was pretty funny. Oh, I crack myself up sometimes. All right. So, favorite cartoons, for sure. Number one is The Real Ghostbusters. Number two, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The original cartoon. Not all this new crap. Oh, I probably won't go see the new Ninja Turtle movie. It looks fucking terrible. I don't know. We'll see. If one of my friends twists my arm, then I'll go. But because my buddy Eric's like, oh, Fears, man. He goes, Mutagent, the fucking Mayhem, the new movie coming out. And I was like, I'm like, I know you like Ninja Turtles more than me, buddy, but I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna go see it. He goes, Fears looks great, and I was like, okay. I didn't want to hurt my best friend Eric's feelings. In my mind, I'm like, it doesn't look great. It absolutely looks fucking goddamn terrible. But I'm like, I know Eric loves Ninja Turtles more than I do. So I just said, yeah, man. I said, have fun. Have a good one. But in my mind, I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to go see that fucking movie. We'll see. If somebody twists my arm, then we'll go see. So number two favorite cartoon is Ninja Turtles. Number three, probably Captain Planet. Captain Planet, he's our hero. Gonna bring pollution down to zero. Fucking hilarious 90s shit garbage cartoons. I fucking love it. The power is yours. And all this other shit, Hilarious. That would be number three. Number four. Oh, hang on. Let me look at my cartoons over here. My cartoonage. Did I just make up that word? I think I did. Oh, well, cartoonage is fucking great. Oh, Lord, this is going to be hard. Probably Ren and Stimpy. Ren and Stimpy's number... What are we up to? Hang on. Ghostbusters, Ninja Turtles. Yeah, number three. Number three would probably be Ren and Stimpy. Number four... Probably... Oh, God, this is so hard. Probably Doug. So Doug Funny, or Doug, or whatever it's called. Doug is number four. Five, probably Rugrats. Those are five amazing cartoons. But yeah. Doug Funny. Always trying to get with Patty Mayonnaise, and then his blue friend Skeeter, and then I loved his fucking hilarious fat neighbor, Mr. Dink had every fucking gizmo gadget alive. He'd be like, "Oh, Doug, I just got this new fucking gizmo. It's better than satellite, Like I've got a super duper duper charged satellite. Like you guys get 600, TV channels. I get fucking 12 million, TV channels. Like he always had the best of the best. But I don't remember Doug Funny's sister's name. I know she was into art, and she was like, "Oh, I'm all magical, and I'm an artist, and I'm in theater," and she would do that with her hands a lot in the cartoon. Yeah, Doug was great. Let's see. So those would be the top 5 favorite cartoons. So, Visions, DVD, Blu-ray guy, Pixel. Anybody else in the chat? If you guys got some more questions on your mind, throw them in the chat. All right, here we go. Top 10 iconic characters in film history. Oh Lord, this is gonna be hard. Well, I would say number 1, the entire cast of The Wizard of Oz. You know, the Tin Man, Dorothy, all those. That's number 1. Number 2, Michael Myers. Number 3, James Bond. Number 4, Darth Vader. Number 5, Indiana Jones. Number 6, let's see here. Oh, I was doing good, and then I got stumped. Oh, Superman. That's number 6. Number 7. Oh, God, this is so hard. 7 would probably be... Hang on, let me look. I'm looking at my TV section and then my movie section. Who else? Who else? Number 7 would be... Probably Jason. Number 7. Number 8 would be... let's see here. Probably Kevin McKenna. Well, no, I mean I do love Home Alone, but I don't know if that's enough of an iconic character. Oh God, number 8. Number 8. Oh, I was doing good and then I got stumped. Let's see. Let me look over here on my movies. Probably RoboCop number 8. Probably RoboCop number 8, and then number 9. Let's see here. God, this is so hard. Probably Snake Plissken. He's a very iconic character. And number 10, probably Freddy Krueger. Because those are the 3 boogeymans: Jason, Michael, and Freddy. Those are like the 3 top faves. Yeah. Listen, DVD, Blu-ray guy. I beg to differ. Because if you take one of those iconic characters out, they're not a trio. They're a quadruple. You can't have Dorothy without the Scarecrow. You cannot have the Scarecrow without the Tin Man. You can't have the Tin Man without the Lion. They're all for a package deal. You know? So yeah. Yep. So I would say those are my 10. Hot Girls Only. Oh, Lord. Hot Girls Only? Well, yeah, right on. She says top 5 horror films. Ooh, this is going to be hard. I would say number 1, Halloween. Number 2, Friday the 13th. Number 3, A Nightmare on Elm Street. Number 4, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And number 5, probably... Ooh, this is hard. Scream. I'd say that was number 5. That was hard. Hot Girls Only. Very hard. Very hard. But yeah. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. We did a little Prince of Darkness. We did 2 hard topics. But I like to challenge myself, and I like to challenge the fans. Top 10 iconic characters in film history. Top 10 scenes. Those were hard. But I accepted the challenge. So yeah. I did my best. So some people are going to agree, some people are not going to agree. But that's true. DVD Blu-ray guy, The Terminator, Rocky. Those are iconic characters too. I can't fit them all in. I cannot fit them all in, but I will try to plan more in advance. I like doing them off the cuff. I appreciate your advice, Visions and DVD Blu-ray guy. I like doing them off the cuff for you guys. I really do. But if you guys want me to plan more of them in advance, I will. I will. All right, Visions, remember, watch this tonight, because Fears is going to watch it tonight, so we can talk about it tomorrow. And Visions, I kid you not, if you get Vision, I'm not telling you what to do with your night. If you watch this, or hang on, watch this at least tonight, Prince of Darkness, because I'm telling you, I think you will love it. But if you wanna share in tomorrow's stream, I'm watching this tonight. It's still got the plastic on it. So after dinner, I'm gonna watch this real quick. And then I'm going to get in some editing a little bit later on tonight. So I'm going to eat dinner. Yeah. But when you get time, watch this, Visions. So when you get time, Visions, watch this. But watch this first tonight. A little bit of Demon Knight, Tales from the Crypt style. A fucking Crypt Keeper is always making me lose it. That fucking guy. Look at him. He's got his finger up. All that fucking shit. I would love someone to transform Fears into the Crypt Keeper. Here, I'll even give you a meme photo to try and do it. I would love to see someone just make Fears with no nose and like it's all decayed. You know what I'm saying? Visions. So I'll do my best Crypt Keeper impersonation. Here we go. And just get me the meme when you can. Anyone, not just Visions. Anyone that wants to do it. Here we go. Hopefully that was enough time. There we are. Well, I look forward to Fears having fucking googly eyes, a finger like this, no nose. His nose is all decayed and shit. I actually cannot wait to watch this because I've watched it before, Visions, but I haven't seen. I cannot wait. You guys know Fears loves me some bonus features. I cannot wait to watch. Oh, God, look at all this. 2 audio commentaries. Audio commentary with the director, audio commentary with special effects, makeup artist, and cast and crew. The making of Demon Knight, featuring interviews with the director and cast. Behind the scenes visual effects creator. Panel discussion. Outtakes, blooper reel. Oh my god, it goes on and 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 on. So yeah. I still have Discord Blu-ray guy. I'm just not in LC's Discord, but I'm still on Discord because I saved my profile and I still message friends on Discord, but only through messages. I just can't be in LC's Discord anymore. I texted LC last night and I apologize, and he said, "I don't hold it against you." This is a direct quote. He says, "No problem. I understand, man. I don't hold it against you." Because LC knew I was getting a lot of hate in there. So me and LC are still the best of friends, and I said, we'll still hang out, we'll still play video games together, we'll still do toy hunts together. I said, you can be in my videos, I'll be in your videos. I said, I'll come on you on a live stream. I said, I'll be in your live streams. LC, you can still come in on my live streams. It's all good. It's all good under the hood. You know? So yeah. And I stole that line out of Meet the Parents 3, where he's like, "Are you still attracted to my daughter Pam?" And then Greg Focker's like, "What, with Pam? Yeah, of course." And then like the old guy's like, "Even after her giving the birth of twins and her body has went through so much like abuse with 2 pregnancies," and then Greg Focker's like, yes. He goes, "It's all good. It's all good under the hood." And then all of a sudden, like Robert De Niro's character goes, "That's just gross, Greg. Don't ever say that line again." Or he says some shit like that. That fucking movie's hilarious. Yeah. Well, Visions, he doesn't hold it against me. He says we are still friends, Fears. He says we are still friends. He goes, "I totally understand." And I told LC, he goes, "I don't blame you. I told that to LC. I said, I don't blame you. I said, LC, you did nothing wrong. I said, you did nothing wrong. I said, it was other idiots in there. Because not everybody in there is idiots. There's a lot of wonderful people in there. But it takes like 5 or 6 bad apples that was just making my life a living hell. Every day it was constant torment, teasing me about this, making fun of my dad. When Joey made fun of my dad, that's so fucked up. I would never stoop to his level and make fun of his dad, ever. That's a line you don't cross. But of course, they don't care about lines. They cross lines all the time. They have zero empathy for you, your family, your friends. They don't care. All they care about is making fun of either me or Sega or Carrie or somebody else and making their life a living hell, and then them laughing about it with their idiot friends. That's all they care about. So I did the mature thing, and I said, LC, I've got to go. So Visions, I'm really sorry that LC was depressed a little bit. He didn't seem depressed last night though. When I sent him a text and we were chatting through text. So he's like he said, I'm all right, Fears. I don't hold it against you. I understand they were giving you shit. And I said, yeah. I said I'm still a fan of all your content. I'm still your friend. I said that will never change, LC. I remember telling him that, and I just said it too. I said, we will still play video games. We'll still hang out on stream, off stream. We'll still do conventions together. We'll still do toy hunts. You'll be in my videos. I'll be in your videos. I said, I'll still support. I said, I'll still plug your Discord, when you're on my show. I said, I'll still plug all your, like, social medias and shit. I said, I just physically can't be in there because there's so many hurtful stuff. And then, I'm not going to say who messaged me, but someone messaged me the other day and said, apparently Joey felt real bad at what he did is he deleted his Discord, profile. I said, well, he should. I said, he should be absolutely fucking ashamed of himself because he's a horrible, fucking terrible person. And God have mercy on his soul. And he better pray that I never meet him. Because if I ever meet him, that'll be the worst fucking day of his goddamn life. Oh, because anyone that insults my father, you're on my shit list. So he really fucked up. And I'm being honest, Visions. I cannot wait until Karma's a bitch. I cannot wait until Quentin gets what's coming to him. Joey gets what's coming to him. All those motherfuckers. Yeah, he's probably ashamed of. He either feels bad about what he did, Visions, because what he did was so fucked up. That's like me making fun of your dad, Visions. I don't know your dad. I've heard great things about your dad, but wouldn't you think it was fucked up if I don't really know Visions' dad? The only thing I've heard was what Visions has told me. But Visions, you know me. We're buddies. We're friends. I would never cross that line and make fun of your dad because, like my dad, your dad's passed away, and it's just a line you don't cross. That's like me saying, "Oh yeah, Visions' dad is this. Visions' dad is that," when I don't know one solitary thing about him. I know a few things, the small, tiny details that Visions has told me about. But it's just so fucked up that Joey makes fun of my dad, doesn't know my dad. He should be fucking ashamed of himself. And I hope he feels bad, because he's a terrible fucking human being. I would never cross that line, and it really pissed me off. I better stop talking about it, or I'll get re-pissed off. I'm telling you, though, if I ever see that guy, Lord have mercy on his soul. Oh, Lord. Because those idiots, Visions, think I'm afraid of them. I'm not afraid of Quentin, Joey, a guy across the pond that I can't say his name. But I'm not afraid of any of those motherfuckers. I've even told them, like a few times in the past, I'm not mad now. A few times in the past, I've said, I'm waiting. I'm here. You don't like me? Let's duke it out like men. Come to Florida. You know where I live. I'm ready. Let's do it. If you think you're so high and mighty and you're the all-powerful, you never do anything wrong, you're always right, Fears is always wrong, let's duke it out like men. But they're all chicken shit, and not one of them. I've even invited them. Come. Let's settle it like men. And not one of those motherfuckers has ever showed up. And they never will, because they're spineless, idiot fucking cowards. And all they do is this, behind a keyboard. But I'm not afraid of any of them, so I'll say it on camera. So like, oh, you want to make fun of my dad? All right, well, If you want to start some shit, let's start some shit, you know? But that's why I'm not afraid of them visions. So he should be ashamed because he made fun of my dad for no reason. And that really pisses me off because my dad is not here, sadly, and he can't defend himself. So I have to defend my dad, and I would because my dad is my hero. I love my father. I respect my father, just like how Visions respects his father and he loves his father. So it's so fucked up to make fun of someone's dead dad. And then he says, "Oh, I'm not weird, Fears." That was a direct quote from Joey. You're fucking weird, Joey, and he knows it. He's really weird. I would never cross that line, but they don't care. They cross lines all the time, and it means nothing to them. I know a certain line because I have more morals and values than those idiots. You know, there's certain lines you don't cross, whether you know the person or not. And you should know, being a smart, intelligent human being, you don't cross certain lines. But they don't care. They're like, oh yeah, I'll never meet this guy, so I can say whatever the hell I want. But I'm like, I'm inviting you. Come. You think you're so high and mighty, let's duke it out. You know? But they never will. Because they're chicken shit. I am not afraid of any of these. I never have. I never will be. So it is what it is. But I'm glad that he left. But you know what, Visions? He's very predictable. If I came back into LC's Discord, guess who would remake their profile and come back? That fucking idiot Joey would be back in 2 seconds. But I'm not going to give him the pleasure. I'm just going to stay out. Because I felt bad getting mad always in that Discord. And I'm like, man, this may affect me and LC's friendship. And I'm like, sometimes, I'm not saying they mainly started it in there. Every once in a while I would start it because I just hate those motherfuckers so bad. And they've caused me so much grief. So I'm like, it's not good to go back and forth with those idiots. Because LC's Discord, that's not what it's all about. It's all about, hey man, I'm a toy hunter. Here's my toys. Here's my collection. Here's my collectibles. Here's me going to a con. And a lot of LC's family members are in there. And then I don't want them thinking bad about me because they know how much of a nice guy I am. Visions, you know how much of a nice guy I am. Pixel knows. All my loving and loyal fans know. All I ask is for the respect back. I'll give you respect, you give me respect. I'm a pretty easygoing guy. But when you insult my friends, especially my family, the nice, lovable John Fears goes away, and I'll be kicking ass and taking names because no one is going to disrespect my friends and my family. And if you do, a holy, ungodly wrath will come upon you. Because that's just how I am. Because I'm not going to let someone disrespect my family. Especially some thin, idiot, pussy-fied, moron like Joey. You know? Like, I don't care that he's taller than me. He's super thin. If I hit him once, it would be one and done. And then he's like, yeah, right, Fears, yeah, right. Yeah, I know I'm right. But that'll never happen because he's such a pussy-fied little baby-back bitch, you know? So, it is what it is, Visions. And Visions, I don't know about you. I know you would defend your family because you're very close with your family. I don't know if you would do it in the same way Fears does it because sometimes, and I hate to say this about myself, but it's true, sometimes I need to work on my anger and my patience. I think they've gotten better over the years. That's the one thing I don't like of my dad. My dad had very little patience sometimes, and he did have a temper. But everything else about my dad was amazing. I inherited that from my dad. Sometimes, if you push Fears enough, I just hulk out, and I hate that I do that, and I hate that I give him the pleasure, of that. Oh yeah, if we keep it up, we'll keep egging him on. Eventually, he'll crack. I hate that about myself. But you can only take so much. If you're pushed and someone keeps pushing you and keeps pushing you and keeps pushing you. This is with anyone. Eventually, you'll crack. Like, if someone came up to you, Visions, and kept doing this and kept pushing you in the shoulder enough times, eventually you'd be like, you need to stop fucking, poking me in the shoulder. Eventually, you would get sick of it, Visions. If someone just kept it up for an hour or two, eventually even you would crack. You know what I'm saying, Visions? I'm just using that as an example. Anyone would. Anyone would. And they never let up. So maybe it's a good thing that this happened. So maybe Joey will finally realize. I doubt it because he's that much of a fucking moron to leave people alone. You know? I doubt it. He'll maybe stay out of that Discord for a month or two, but eventually that idiot will be back in LC's Discord. I guarantee you. I bet every amount of money I have. You know? I'm sure he's very proud of himself, what he's done, you know? Because again, they do not care. They don't care about you. They don't care about me. They don't care about your families. They don't care about my family. They don't care about anybody. All they care about is making people's lives miserable, and then they like giggle like with their friends. And you guys know I'm right. You guys know I'm right. Oh yeah, we got him. You know, they're so fucking immature. It's beyond belief ridiculous. It's insane. Anyway, I don't even know how we got back on that topic. I'm sorry, but Fears had to vent a little bit. But no, I do work on those things, Visions. My temper I get from my dad and my patience. They've gotten way better over the years, but man, when he did that, I was like, all right. I'm like, you know, that's the straw that broke the camel's back. I'm fucking done. I'm going nuts on Joey. It's happening. I'm so sick of this motherfucker, you know? You know? A Vision says, the things my dad handed down to me are his love of movies and being isolated, which are great together. That's true. That's true. Like, I love watching movies alone in the theater. It's different, Visions. I like watching, like here when I'm on the couch, obviously watching a movie with a hot, sexy girl, like having a girlfriend. That's the exception. Obviously, Fears wants that at some point. But the best thing in the world, like after a long day at work, because today was like crazy, Visions, is to get home. Like a perfect night, a perfect solo night for Fears is doing a stream, drinking some coffee, making some dinner, edit for a little while, whether I upload it or not upload it, and then kick back and just watch like a movie or two. Awesome way to relax. Awesome. And I'm sure Visions has done that many times like everybody else. But Visions brought it up. And then other times, I like watching movies with people, you know? So, for me, Visions, it's a little bit of both. I'm not going to lie, you know? But until Fears gets a girlfriend, then obviously I'll just go to the movie theaters, you know? And I only go to the movie theaters when it's like that movie I must see in the theaters. And I just found out, Visions, I didn't know they did this. I think you said they do it at your theater sometimes. So, it either a commercial came on when I was like waiting for The Flash to start. It was either The Flash or when I went and saw Halloween Ends. I cannot remember. It was a recent movie that I saw, so I think it was The Flash. And they play old movies. Like in a couple of weeks, they're going to play Friday the 13th on the big screen at my theater, Visions. And I'm seriously thinking about, oh, I would love to fucking vlog that. Like an old ass horror movie. Because I don't think I've ever seen Friday the 13th on a big screen. I've seen Ghostbusters on a big screen, which was fucking mind-blowing. I was like, oh shit, awesome. I'm like, my favorite movie in the theaters, big screen, that's fucking fantastic. And they did that in Missouri. So I'm going to have to call the theater and because I haven't decided what I'm going to do. But like MacGyver, I always come up with a plan. I've told you guys this before. Unless it's like a vacation, Fears lets the weekend come to me. You know? I'll be like, all right, well. Because sometimes I don't like to plan, and whatever comes, relaxation of the weekend comes. Other times, though, you guys know I love to plan certain things. Like if it's vacation, I'm like, all right, I've got this shit planned out. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go there. And I had so much to do on the Missouri trip, Visions. There's some things I didn't even get to. I wanted to. I didn't get to the old spaghetti factory. I didn't get to go to the Arch. I didn't get to go check out my Dave's comic book store. I've already checked it out, but Dave's like, oh, Fears, you coming into town? I got some new shit in my comic book store. You got to fucking come. And I'm like, I'm busy this week, buddy, but I really will try. And I tried to get everybody in. I got almost everybody in. But then my mom gave me a big surprise at the end. Like when I was packing, my mom's like, pack your suit. I'm like, my fancy dancy suit? And she goes, yeah. And I'm like, well, why? She goes, oh, I forgot to tell you. your cousin's getting married. And I was like, yeah. I'm like, I knew about that, but I'm like, I thought their wedding was ages away. She goes, no, they switched the dates. And I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, so when is it? She's like, the week you're coming. I'm like, oh, the week I'm coming? I was like, oh, I'm like, well, I wish you would have said that more in advance, Mom. I said, it's 2 days before I come, and I always pack my bag 2 days in advance. And she goes, well, she goes, I thought I would just tell. I said, Mom, I said, just for future reference, tell me like a week or two before. And then she was like, are you mad? I'm like, no, I'm not mad. I'm like, I had no idea that they had switched the dates. I'm like, keep me updated on the info. So I had to get the last 2 days before my trip, I got my suit pressed and washed Visions. And their wedding was spectacular. I've got tons of pictures that I haven't uploaded yet. I'm going to upload some. I've already uploaded some on my TikTok. I made kind of like a little wedding video, like a little wedding slideshow video. So check it out on my TikTok. But my cousin Alex got married to a really nice guy named Josh. And I wish them years and 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 years of happiness because they seem like a very nice couple. So yeah. So shout out to them and their new marriage. I was going to go to the theater last night, but saw that 12 people had already bought tickets for the showing, so I stayed home. LOL. Well, Visions, that's cool though. You know what you like. And because you've told me, you said sometimes I like watching movies with my girlfriend. Other times you're like, you know what? I'm going to do it fucking solo. So there it is. You know, you like what you like. I would have went personally. 12, that's not that bad. Now, I will say this, Visions. 12 isn't bad, but the thing I hate the worst is when you go see a movie and the theater is absolutely packed beyond belief. When me and LC went and saw Mario, there was not one seat not taken up. And we're sitting like this, and I'm looking over this way, I'm over this way. Some lady's got her fucking arm all over the, like, I'm like, hello, that's my armrest. I didn't say that to her. I'm saying that in my mind. She could care less. She's like 500 pounds. Fucking filling her gut with popcorn. Fucking, her arm is like touching mine. Her arm's fucking on the little fucking rest and shit. And I'm like this watching the movie because her arm is like fucking dangled over. That shit's horrible. You know what I'm saying? I think you would agree with me on that, Visions. So there's like 500 seats in the theater and everything. It's just maxed out. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, well, at least I get to see a little bit of Mario, but it's getting hot in here. There's popcorn flying through the air and shit, And then she stole my armrest. What the hell? She was like all bobbled over. Oh, this movie's fucking great. All that crap. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm like, it's a pretty good movie. I'm like, you're stealing my fucking armrest. You're throwing popcorn and it bounced off my fucking ear and shit. Oh my God, I don't really like that. I didn't say that to her, but that's what's going through Fierce's mind. I'm like, do I really want popcorn stuck in my fucking ear? Not really. Anyway. So I can understand, Visions, why. So if you can't handle 12, oh God, you wouldn't have been able to handle when me and LC went and saw, Mario. It was a good movie. I bought it. You guys have I reviewed it yet? Is it over there? I have reviewed it. I'm sorry, I have reviewed it. It's a great movie. Love Mario movie. A+, good stuff. But the theater experience, I like it with less people, so I would agree with you, Visions. 10 people, not too bad. 12 people, not too bad. There's been times where I've went so early, I'm like, fuck yeah, I get the whole theater to myself. Yes! Amazing, you know what I'm saying? That's the best experience in the world. You're like, you're looking around, Fierce has got his collector cup, because I'm a fucking nerd. Gotta have the collector cup. So I got the collector cup over here, got the popcorn over here, and I'm looking around, I'm like, oh, this is fucking great. I'm like, there's no one in the theater. It's the theater's mine. I'm the commander-in-chief. The whole theater's myself. That's happened a few times in my life. But then, like you said, Vision just said, oh, Fierce, I fucking hate that. It is the worst feeling in the world. I think everyone would agree with me, Visions, Pixel, DVD, Blu-ray guy, everybody in the chat, that you're watching a movie, you're trying to enjoy it, and there's, not millions, I'm over-exaggerating. Every single seat is filled up. There's people talking loud, popcorn. Like I said, she's going a mile a minute. She got a big... I'm like, do you really need the extra size fucking tub of popcorn? You're already like 500 pounds. You know what I'm saying? And now, Fears is not the most lightest guy in the world. I'm not 500 pounds, but I'm not trying to insult the lady. But I'm like, she definitely had a weight problem. And because of her weight problem, her arm extended over. Like, her arm literally was hitting my shoulder, Vision. Then she's fucking like, like if this is the armrest, she's dangling over. She's like, hey, this movie's really good. Like screaming in my ear. I'm like, yeah, I've got fucking blood coming out of my ear now. Thanks for screaming in my ear. Of course, I'm a nice guy though. I don't say that. I just turn and kind of look at it and go, "Yeah, it's pretty good. I'm trying to actually enjoy it right now." Well, I didn't say that. I just said I just agreed with her. I said, "Yeah." I said the movie's good. I'm like, "Fucking Mario rocks." She's like, "Oh, you like Mario?" I'm like, "Oh, I love Mario." That's what I really said. And then oh, what did she say? And LC's watching, and then I see him out of the corner of my eye, like Elsie's like kind of laughing and shit. And I'm like, that's pretty fucking funny, buddy. And then she's like, yeah, it's because my kid's with me. And I went, oh, I'm like, I hope you and your family enjoy it. And I didn't want to like curse or say anything because I'm like, well, I'm like, she's got her two little ones with her. I'm like, I don't want to. I'm like, I don't want to spoil it for the little kids, because little kids love Mario. Hell, I'm a full grown man and Mario is the fucking man, with his little fucking plunger and shit. Luigi, yeah, he's alright. But see, me and Elsie were reversed visions. Elsie loves the shit out of Luigi. I like Luigi. He's always twirling his little fucking mustache and shit, and he's a great brother to Mario. But I'm short like Mario, so I relate more to Mario. Like, a lot of my friends are real tall, so when I watch The Big Bang Theory, I'm like, well, obviously, I look nothing like Sheldon. I'm not fucking tall. Sheldon's like, what, he's 6'3", 6'4"? I'm more like Leonard Hofstadter. Leonard in The Big Bang, Johnny Galecki, he's like 5'6", 5'7". I relate more to, like, Leonard Hofstadter. So, yeah. Let's see. Vision says, we get nervous sometimes expecting someone to go Joker mode in the theater. Yeah? I mean, I'm not saying it won't happen. Hopefully that'll never happen, Visions. But yeah, like you're in a crammed theater, right? What if some maniac just like stood up and was like, you know what? I'm just gonna kill you all, and like pulls out a gun while you're trying to like watch a movie, and he's like, no, 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 no. I mean, that would be fucking the worst thing imaginable. So yeah. That was pretty funny, Visions. Vision said, hey, did Elsie roast you for not having sex? Trust me, I would not want to have sex with this 500-pound chick. So, no, so two things, Visions. Three things. One, that was fucking hilarious. That was a good joke, buddy. Number two, Fears would never have sex with this girl because she was like 600 pounds. Nothing against the big bone girls, just that's not my cup of tea. Three, she just didn't look attractive, and she was obnoxious. When she yelled in my ear, "Hey, are you enjoying the movie?" I am. I'm like, yeah, I'm enjoying, but I've got fucking blood coming out of my ears now. Obviously, I didn't say that to her. I was trying to be as respectful as possible because I was like, well, I'm like, maybe she's just excited to see the movie. Plus, she's got her little ones with her, so yeah. I don't remember much of it because me and Vision, not me and Vision, me and LC, we were focused, watching the movie. But I just remember bits and pieces of that woman. And if you ask LC, I don't know if LC will remember because LC barely said anything about the woman, Visions. As far as I can remember. So yeah. So anyway. Well, sorry that Fears had to vent again. I just had to get it out because I just wish the haters would cut me some slack, but they won't. That's what haters do. It just gets so annoying after years and years and years of their stupid bullshit. And I try to do what the dude said. Visions has gave me the same advice Randy has. I try to not give them anything. But when you insult my family, then I'm like, alright, I'm done. You want to start some shit? Let's fucking do this, you motherfucker. Don't insult my family, especially my hero, my dad, because my dad is not here and he can't defend himself. And my dad was an amazing guy, still is an amazing guy, and how dare Joey do that? And I'm glad that he left LC's Discord. It's probably going to be less headaches for LC and everybody else, because Joey is one of the most annoyingest fucks. And again, Quentin's pretty bad, but even though Quentin's bad, at least Quentin has some morals. Joey has no morals. None at all. As far as I can remember, I don't think Quentin has ever, he's mentioned my mom, but I don't think he's ever mentioned my dead dad. So I'll give Quentin some props. Even though Quentin is an annoying fuck too, and he's a pain in my ass, I don't think he would ever cross that line. If he would cross that line, then he's just as bad as Joey. But he hasn't crossed that line yet. But Joey doesn't care whatsoever. He'll hurt anyone just to make himself feel better. And that's what a bully does. And that's why I hate bullies. Because Visions, I don't know if you got picked on a lot when you were a kid. God, they tore me to pieces when I was a kid. And you guys have heard all the stories. The worst one ever, though, I couldn't take this person's shit anymore. And I just grabbed my lunch and just sat on the toilet in the boys' restroom and just ate my lunch. Because I was so sick to death. And I was afraid that they would beat me up. Because, a little fears, I was short, But, man, did I get into a couple of scraps when I was young. Eventually, me and that kid got into it, and I taught him a lesson. This the same guy in Visions. That's the same guy when we got a little bit older in middle school. That was the same guy he kept. Every time I would try to close my locker, he would throw the locker open, and he pulled out all my books, and they hit the ground. And then his buddies started coming up, doing it too, and I'm like, just do what my mom said. Just ignore them. But bullies love that. The more you ignore them, they're like, oh, well, now we're determined. But I try to do what my mom and dad said. Just ignore them. And my dad's rule was, Fears, I won't get mad at you if you fight someone, but do not ever start a fight. My dad was always like, if they push you, knock their ass out. Like if they push you or hit you, knock their ass out. Teach them a lesson. But my dad was like, John, if I ever hear that you started a fight and punch someone first, he goes, Lord have mercy on your soul. So that was me and my dad's deal. But my dad's like, if they push you, John, he goes, you lay into them and you knock their ass out. He goes, because my dad said, because if they start it and they push you and then you knock them out and beat the shit out of them, he goes, I guarantee you that guy will shut up for the rest of his life and never bother you the rest because you kick the shit out of him. I mean, all right, Dad, that's the deal. So I've never started a fight. But man, that kid kept pushing me, Visions, and you guys have heard the story, but I'll tell it again. In the gut area twice, and then I looked right at his fucking friend, said, does anyone else want any? And his friends crumbled to the ground. Visions. And I'll do a recreation. They did this. They looked down, and then they kind of looked up. They looked down at him, and then they went, no, we're good. And they walked away. So I was like, oh, well, that just shows you how pussyfied they are, because I just kicked the shit out of their friend, and they didn't even lift a finger to help their friend. And I shoved his face so hard into a locker that he had blood coming out of his nose, blood coming out of his mouth, and blood coming out of his ears. And that's the most blood I've probably ever seen in my life, because he was like 2 inches from me. And then I just quietly picked up all my books and put it in the locker, and I went, they're probably going to call me to the office for this. And I'm like, but I don't care, I've had enough of this guy. And within minutes, they called me to the office, and they said, they thought I had started it. And they said, we just saw some disturbing images off the security camera. And I'm like, oh, I'm sure you did. And I'm like, but do you know the whole story? And they're like, Fears, they're like, we saw you beat him up. We're going to expel you. And I was like, okay. I'm like, I'm going to call my parents. I'm like, because that's not how it went. I'm like, that motherfucker started it. Once they got everything, my mom's like, oh, the hell with this. She goes, they're not going to, they're not going to expel my son. And my mom came up and defended me. My dad couldn't. If my dad would have, he could have. If he could have, he would have. But my dad was at work that day. My mom came up and said, oh, no, this kid's been bullying my son for years on end. And then my mom looked at me and said, John, did you start the fight? I said, no, I did not. I said, he kept pushing me, throwing my books out of the locker, yada, yada, yada. And I said, I did what Dad said. I gave him the benefit of the doubt. I said, don't push me again. And I said, the kid pushed me, and I said, I knocked his ass out. And my mom's like, yeah. See, back then you could get away with that. If you tried to get away with that in high school now it doesn't matter who starts the fight. They expel both students, which is so stupid, But back in the day, you could defend yourself. Now, high school, I don't think you can do that anymore. They don't care who starts it, They're just like, they have a zero policy now for no fighting. Because one of my cousins, he's entered high school, and he said, Fears, they don't care. He goes, some guy tortures me. If I hit him, they'll expel him and me. And I'm like, that's so stupid. I'm like, you're just trying to defend yourself, buddy. And he's like, yeah, I know. He's like, they don't care. He's like, they just want zero drama, zero fight. I'm like, well, I get it. I mean, I kind of get it, but I kind of don't, so. Damn right, Visions. Trolls start shit, I finish it. Or I try to finish it. Sometimes I have walked away, though. There's been many times where I'll give you an example. Quentin has a response for everything. Everything. He's always right. I'm always wrong. He's always right. Everybody's always wrong. And he'll keep it up, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So eventually I get tired of it, and I'm like, well, this is stupid. The mature thing to do is just walk away. So I've walked away a few times. A few times, though, they have started it, and a few times I've been like, yeah, kiss my ass, I won this one. But normally I try to walk away whenever possible. But yeah, you guys have heard that story. But you know what? That guy, I beat the crap out of him so much when our high school reunion came around. I just heard it through the grapevines, Visions. I don't know if this is true. The guy was so afraid that I would show up that he didn't come to the high school reunion. And I was like, well, that's good because I don't like him. Obviously, he doesn't like me because, I shoved his face into a locker 3 times. It's probably good you didn't show up. But I kind of wanted him to show up just to see if he had changed or if he was still a dick. Because I'm like, oh, he could be totally changed. He would have if he would have walked up and said, "Hey, Fears, I gave you a lot of shit when we were young. I'm really sorry, and after you kicked the shit out of me, it taught me a very valuable lesson. I'm sorry." And if he would have stuck out his hand, I would have shook it. Because that's that type of man I am. I try to forgive people, when I can. Some people they do stuff so bad that it's unforgivable, and I will never give them another chance. But perfect example, Visions. I've gave Yakov 20 to 30 chances, and now Yakov has finally changed his tune, and now I don't know if we're good buddies, but we're good, we're decent buddies. But it just shows you that everyone can change. Well, I should clarify. I'd like to think everyone could change. Some people don't. I doubt Quentin will never change. I doubt Joey would ever change. But if they did, I would be shocked and amazed if they ever change. I highly doubt they will, but yeah. One thing me and the trolls do agree on, I don't know what went down, Visions. I don't know if you heard about this, but their other Discord, the fucking Mockingbird. I guess Black Aldrin was in there, and I guess Black Aldrin started to be like, "Hey, I'm the fucking head honcho. I don't care what the hell you guys do." And apparently he really pissed off Quentin, pissed off Joey, pissed off all those other idiots in that Discord. And I don't know what the hell Black Aldrin did. That's why he's a villain in Fears, man, because Black Aldrin, even before I met Quentin and Joey, Black Aldrin was the first troll that I had on the internet, and I said, Randall, we have to take my very first troll, the most legendary troll, Black Aldrin. Because sometimes he was even more sadistic than Quentin and Joey put together, Black Aldrin. And Randall was like, oh, Fears, we should totally make him into a villain. I said, right. I said, that's why I came up with that idea. I said, we're going to make him a villain. I said, Fears Man is literally going to, kill Black Aldrin in the cartoon. And then Randall's like, we should have him come back to life. And I was like, well, I said, let's do one show at a time, buddy. But I said, that's actually a good idea. Comes back from the dead. Black Aldrin's like, oh, you thought you could kill me, Fears? And then I wanted to have Fears Man say, well, I thought I took care of you, in the last episode. And then he's like, oh, no. He's like, I'm going to come back for episode 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So, you're stuck with me, Fears. Dun, dun, dun. Some shit like that. So there it is. So, look forward to many more adventures with Black Aldrin. But yeah. So, there's even been more crazier people than, than Quentin and Joey. Visions. But see, Visions, you don't know about all this because you were this was before you entered it. You entered I think me and Visions became friends around 2016, 2017. Does that sounds about right, Visions? It's been so long. You've been watching me for so long, which I appreciate. I appreciate all my loving and loyal fans watching for all these years. You guys are awesome. And I try to answer as many questions and as many comments as I possibly can. So yeah, let's see. Let me get back to the comments. Vision says, that's how it was when I went and seen Mario and Scream 6. Yeah, both times, Visions. When I went and saw Scream 6, which, by the way, Scream 6 was fantastic. But the theater was maxed out. Mario was maxed out. But at least in Scream, I didn't have some 500-pound lady screaming into my ear, hey, isn't the show great? Mario's fantastic. And then she steals my entire, arm thing. At least in Scream, the people sitting to the left and the right of me, they didn't say one word and we just focused on the movie. Which, by the way, um, if you haven't seen Scream yet, Scream 6, it's good. It's really good. It's got a lot of twists and turns, but it is good. If you haven't seen it, totally check it out. Totally check it out. So yeah. But yeah. But no. But yeah, Visions. I get what. So you said you and your girlfriend get nervous and to see if like someone will do a Joker mode on you. I don't think that would ever happen. But you know, never say never. You know, there's a lot of crazy psychos out there, Visions. So you and Mrs. Visions, be careful when you're at the movie theater because you never know. You never know. People are insane. You know, Fears has good. At least I have good friends, good family. You know, a good loyal internet. You know, fans to back Fears up. You know, and I appreciate all of my friends and my family and all of you guys. You guys are like family. The loving and loyal fans are like family. And I appreciate all of the things you guys do. The likes, the comments, the views. Hell, Visions has sent me so much free stuff. I can't thank you enough. Words cannot explain how I can show my gratitude of all of what the loyal and loving fans did. And I appreciate and I encourage you guys to continue to watch. I know Fears, I have flaws, but I'm a work in progress. But even though I have flaws, everybody has flaws, you guys still watch, and I still appreciate that. I really do. Does Fears have a temper sometimes? Oh, yes. Does Fears lose his patience sometimes? Yes. Have I made mistakes in my life? Yeah. Oh, yeah. But we live and we learn. And we learn from those mistakes, which makes Fears a better person. And I try to be as perfect as I possibly can. And I am a people pleaser sometimes. I try to please everybody, but if the internet has taught me one thing, it's taught me a lot of things, but the main thing it's taught me is you can't please everybody. Everyone's always going to have a say. You're this, you're that, Fears, fuck you, fuck your content, I hope your dad dies, da-da-da-da-da. Everyone's going to have their own thing to say. But I try to block out as much evil shit and evil comments and trolls as I possibly can. That's why they started calling me a Nazi at one point, Visions, because they're like, oh, Fears, you don't let anyone talk. And I'm like, that's not true. That's not true. I'm like, that's false. I said, there's zero truth to that. If you're nice and you're respectful and you don't cause any shit in my streams or on my videos, you can say whatever the hell you want. We've had many debates, Visions, and there's been some things that I haven't agreed with what you said, and there's been some things that I've said that you haven't agreed, but we're still buddies. It's not an argument. We've had a nice discussion, a nice debate, and I love debating. Perfect example, DVD Blu-ray guy. Some things I don't agree with what he says. Some things he doesn't agree with what I say, but at least we have a nice, good debate, a nice conversation. I love debating with people. Like, well, what about this? What about that? What about this movie? Oh, I don't really like that movie. But that's cool that you like that one. So I'm just using it as an example, Visions and DVD Blu-ray guy. But what was false was them calling me a Nazi and them saying, "Oh, you don't let anyone talk." That's not true. I let everybody say. I'm like, you can say whatever you want. Just don't cause shit in my videos or in my streams. Don't make fun of my friends or my family. Just be respectful. Because I would never disrespect anyone in the chat. I would never disrespect anyone's family, never disrespect anyone's friends, nothing like that. And I'm like, that's a pretty solid, I don't have too many rules, but I'm like, that's a pretty golden rule that everyone should do. Don't disrespect anyone. I'm like, I don't care if Visions has made, you know how many jokes Visions has made? But I've joked with him. I don't mind jokes. I know how to take a joke. I didn't used to when I was younger. I didn't know how to take a joke. Now I've gotten better at taking a joke. So I don't care if you guys joke. Because DVD Blu-ray guy just a few minutes ago did a joke. You know what I'm saying? I can't remember which one it was. I'm trying to keep up with the chat. But joking is one thing. That's fine. Joke around. Nerd it up. Say whatever you want. You know, just keep it respectful. You know? Like Visions put like a little piece of fruit, and we all know what that fruit is. So it's like, oh shit, oh my god, he did that about an hour ago. So joking around is fine, but when they deliberately try to insult my family, that's when the nice John Fears goes away. And I'm like, yep, I'm ready to kick ass and take names. So yeah. Anyway, what's on the agenda tomorrow? Tomorrow, because I was talking about it, Visions, either an FYE trip, because the closest one to me, it sucks. It's like, well, it depends on the traffic. Without traffic, probably like a 25-minute drive, which is not too bad. But it's Florida. There's always fucking traffic. I hate to say it, but there is. So with traffic, it's more like an hour. Because you're stopping, going, and they're like, oh, God, this shit sucks, you know? But it is what it is, you know? If Fears could snap his fingers and say, all the traffic in the world go away, oh, you guys bet your ass I'd be like, not just for me, for everyone, because no one likes traffic. I'd be like, snap, 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 all the traffic go away. So I'm thinking about either doing an FYE trip tomorrow and finding more gems, more movie gems, or I need some more undershirts. Because I thought I had bought enough for my trip, Visions, and I didn't. My mom had to re-wash some. My mom's like, she goes, when you get home, just throw away all your old undershirts and just go and buy some new ones. And I was like, I know, I need to. So, and I try to match my undershirts with, like, you know, the shirt I'm wearing. I don't know, I'm weird when it comes to, like, clothes. I'm such a hairy guy, as you guys can tell. And I try to trim up my chest when I can, you know, but it feels weird to me just to wear, like, if I'm in my house and I'm just, like, in a t-shirt and shorts, like, right now, I'm fine. But if I go out, the hair starts itching, and I have to wear an undershirt. So I tuck my undershirt into my pants, and then I wear a shirt over. It just feels more comfortable if I do it that way. So yeah. And that's why I sweat sometimes, because I'm wearing two shirts instead of one. I don't know, it's weird. I've always been like that ever since I was a kid. So it feels more comfortable with an undershirt. But if I it's weird. If I'm going to sleep, or if I'm just like, hey, I'm not gonna go out today, I'm just gonna do a stream, stay inside, which I did today because I was so tired after work. Like, I started the stream at, when did I start the stream? I started the stream at, I think, 5:30, and now it's 7:43. And I slept. Oh, God, I was so exhausted because we only had one less 1,000 visions from yesterday, or the day before, we had 48,000 packages. Last night, we had 47, and I looked at my boss, and I started laughing, and she was like, what are you laughing about? I said, it's not really going to be an easy day. She goes, yeah, I know what you mean, Fierce. I said, yeah, it's only 1,000 less, right? And then she started laughing, and then she gave me a hug, and I gave her a hug, and she's like, yeah, why can't we have, like, 36,000. I'm like, right? I'm like, that would be great. You know, at the end of the week, 36,000, easy peasy, get in and out, get it done. She goes, oh, God, Fears, I wish. I said, right? I said, you're a boss, go talk to him. Be like, no more packages for the rest of the week. 36,000. That'll be more than enough. She's like, oh, Fears. She goes, if you only knew. I wish I could do that. And I was like, you're a great boss. You're like one of the best bosses I've ever had. I'm like, you can make it happen. I said, if anyone can make it happen, you can make it happen. So we're joking around. And she's like, unfortunately, she's like 47 tonight. I'm like, all right. I'm like, well, let's just get it done as quickly as possible. And then she gave me my assignment. She's like, yep. She goes, I need you to train that kid again. And I was like, I keep saying kid. He's not a kid. He's 18. But he's like a kid because I'm going to turn 40. And I said, is it really his first job? And she goes, yep, it's his first job. He's never worked. She goes, unless you count, like, cutting grass. I said, I did that before I got a job at McDonald's. I said, me and my brother had a grass cutting business, and we would charge people $20. So I said, that's kind of a job. And she goes, yeah, he just cut grasses and earned money and stuff. And he said he's saving money up for college. I was like, well, that's good. I'm like, because today, to get a really good job, you need a college degree. So I'm like, more power to him. And I even told him, Visions, I said, to have this as your first job, I said, you're doing a lot better than me. And either I told him my first job, Visions, or he asked. Not last night, but the night before when I first trained him. He said, what was your first job? I said, yours is a lot better of a first job. I said, I lived kind of in a small town. O'Fallon, Missouri and Wentzville, Missouri, not the biggest town. Now they're booming, but whenever I was a kid and a teenager, wasn't really that booming. So there was like a gas station here, a Walmart, a Schnucks, very random, mediocre jobs. And I said I did what my dad did. I said my dad's first job was McDonald's. My very first job ever was McDonald's. And he goes, oh, I bet that sucked. And I'm like, it did. Great place to eat, horrible place to work. And I said, you're making I said, FedEx, they start people off at like $15.50 an hour. I said, you want to know what I started off at? And he goes, what? I said, at McDonald's. I said, $8. It was either $8 or $9 when I first started. And I only stayed there for a year until I found something better because it sucked. And he's like, yeah. He goes, that's bad. I'm like, yeah, it is. It is. So I'm like, I said, you're doing a lot better than me. But he did pretty good his second day of training, second day of work. And I said, I'm going to let you do more of it. So I said, that's the only way. I said, I think hands-on is the best way to teach someone. I said, if you need help, I'll stand by you. I said, just ask a bunch of questions. I said, or I'll work side by side. And he goes, yeah. He goes, every once in a while I may have a question. I said, that's what I'm here for. I said, if you don't remember something or you can't figure it out, ask me a question. And I think I'm a pretty good teacher. Because I asked him at the end, I said, how am I? I said, are you getting it? I said, you get the hang of it? I said, how is my teaching skills? And he went, you're really good. He goes, you asked me every hour, hey, you still feeling good about the job? I asked him every hour, do you need any help? Am I showing you the right thing? Because I wanted to do a good job. And he went, you're a good teacher, Fears. And that meant a lot to me. I said, oh, great, awesome, cool. So yeah, things were going good. Just it was a crazy night to teach someone. Well, the last 2 nights I had to do that. So half the night I did all my training, and then the other half of the night it was just fucking boxes. But I only had 1 truck, so that's good. And I think they did that because I had to teach that kid, so that's not too bad. Not too bad. One video that keeps being recommended to me about YouTube is I got the hairiest chest on YouTube. Yes, Visions, watch that. Yeah, that's one of my very. It's not my first vlog ever, but it's one of the first few vlogs, and it's got well over 1,000 or 2,000 views. I just remember bits and pieces of the vlog. I show everybody how hairy I am. I just lift up my shirt and say, look, Fierce is a hairy, wild animal. Because if I don't trim my chest, what happens is the hair comes out of my shirt. So every month, I just kind of trim it down a little bit, you know? And now that I have that scar, you know, from my accident, and they had to cut me open, now I have to carefully trim around the scar. Because if I nick it, then it hurts the scar, and I don't want it to, like, open up or cut the scar, you know? Because it's very sensitive around the scar. And she said, I remember the lady that cut me open, my doctor, she was like, for the next 2 or 3 years, around the scar will be not super sensitive, but a little sensitive. So she's like, just be careful. Because I said, well, I trimmed my chest. I said, because I'm just a hairy animal like my dad was. My dad was probably the hairiest guy I've ever, you know, seen, you know, and I inherited that. So, Visions, you know how you said, like, you inherited some stuff from your dad? This is the bad stuff. I'll tell you the good stuff that I inherited. I got, like your dad, I inherited a lot of good stuff. I don't know if you inherited any bad stuff from your dad, Visions, but the bad stuff that I inherited from my dad, a temper, lack of patience sometimes, and then being a hairy guy. The good things, though, that I got from my dad far exceed the bad stuff. He taught me everything about being a man. How to treat women. My dad was like a hopeless romantic. Treated every woman, not just my mom. He treated my grandma, any woman with dignity and respect. So he taught me that. Of course, he introduced me to movies and television, like your dad. So that's great. And you know what? My dad liked movies, but he wasn't a massive movie buff like me. But it was the spark that just turned me obsessed into movies. My dad liked photography more than film. That was his. He had like 3 passions. He loved like whittling wood, because he used to do that as a kid. So he liked to whittle wood and like make things out of wood. Like he would chip away stuff and make a cool art piece out of wood. He loved photography, and then my dad liked video a lot, because whenever my grandpa died, then my dad took over the job of like filming all the Fears family videos. But my grandpa was the one that first inspired me to get into film. My grandpa filmed everything. My grandpa loved video. He loved movies. He loved video. I wish my mom wouldn't have thrown away the movie camera. Or they didn't throw away, they sold it. And one of these days, I'm going to contact my mom Visions, and I'm going to try to get a replica of my dad's old, like, film camera. Like, you actually put film in it and take a photo. And I'm going to put it on the shelf because it's so old. You know, not a lot of people use real film anymore. I know some people still use real film. But I had this discussion with my mom Visions when I was in town when we were on our way to go visit my dad at his grave. I said, Mom, I said, how cool would it be if I got a replica off of eBay or Amazon somewhere? I said Etsy. I said somewhere on the planet on one of these websites they'll have it. And my mom's like, what? What? I said Dad's old film camera. I said, do you know the name? And my mom's like, I do. And I said, well, I'll get that and put it on the shelf just in remembrance of Dad. I said, Mom, how cool would it be to get a replica of Grandpa Fears' old like video camera, the one that he used to do all the family videos? And my mom's like, "Ooh, that would be hard to find." She goes, you'd probably find Dad's camera first because that was more newer. He bought it like in the '80s, like when you were like 4 or 5. And I said, yeah. And she goes, you'd probably find that first. She goes, but your grandpa's old film camera, because he had two. He had an 8mm one, and then once that old 8mm broke, he got rid of it, and then he bought one of those. Well, at the time, it was high def Visions. He had this little strap that he would strap around either his waist or his shoulder, and he'd put it like this, and then you'd like look into the eyepiece. And I said, Mom, do you know the name of that old film camera? She goes, yeah. She goes, I've got it written down. I said, save those two, and whenever I get some more money, I said, I'm going to buy. But I said, whether I don't even care if they're broken. Like if they sell them broken online, I'm just gonna put it on a shelf to remembrance of my grandpa and my dad. I said if they still work, that would be like the icing on the top of the cake. If they still work, that would be fucking cool if they still worked. I said I don't care, Mom. I said I'll either buy a broken one and put it up on the shelf. I said or one that still worked. I said my mom's like that's pretty cool that you could get those and put them on the shelf. I said at some point. I said I don't know when, but I said at some point I'd like to get both of those. So we shall see. But yeah, Visions, from what I remember of that vlog, I thought you would already have watched that, but there's still some that you haven't get to. The best way to watch my vlogs, Visions, the old ones, start from the beginning of Fears Man 26 and work your way up, and both on Fears vlogs. The very first vlog I remember doing on Fears vlogs, it was snowing, and I labeled it going to the dentist. And you just see me driving to the dentist. You never see me enter the dentist's office. And then I stop at a store, and then I filmed outside, and there's snow everywhere. And as it's snowing, I'm like, check out this crazy weather. So that was the very first vlog I ever filmed for Fears vlogs. The hairy chest one, I think that was like, I don't remember. Maybe the 10th or 11th vlog I did. It's not the first one, but it's one of the first few. It's definitely funny. I'm at the BK Lounge, and then I dare my friend to eat some like bacon ice cream. Remember when they had bacon ice cream at Burger King, and I tried some. I think that's in there. And then either I start the stream or end the stream and say, I'm a hairy wild animal. Check this out. And I lift up my shirt, and I'm a hairy guy, and that's why I labeled it I have the hairiest chest on YouTube or some shit like that. So it's a good one. It's chock full of goodies. You'll definitely get a little giggle out of it, Vision, so check that out. Is it the best vlog Fierce has ever done? No. I'd say the best vlog I've ever made. Ever. There's a couple. Whenever I did the Supermen World War premiere, watch that one, Visions. It's like 40 minutes long. It's got thousands of views. That's a great one because that was the first red carpet experience I'd ever went to. I went to 2 premieres. I was in a suit. It was fucking great. I was macking on the special effects lady. She's in there. She's dancing, and she was so hot. I should have hooked up with her. Oh my god. She was a tiny bit chubby, but that's okay. She was more thick, and she like put her arm on my shoulder. So she was macking on me too, and I was like, "Yeah, Fears, you're a fucking idiot. Why didn't you go for it?" I'm an idiot. I should have went out with her before I moved. I'm an idiot. She never said, "Hey, Fears, I like you." But any girl that puts her hand on your, she's given all the vibes. You know what I'm saying? And I'm an idiot. I should have asked her out because when I watched the vlog back Visions, I'm like, Fears, you're such a fucking idiot. She was giving out the gems. She was giving out all the signs. Why did you not hook up with her? I know why. Because Fears, you're an idiot. And I get shy around girls sometimes. I've told you guys that story too. If they're over a level of hotness, which she was so hot, or I thought she was so hot, I was like, I don't know if I can pull that off. I'm like, well, you don't know Fears until you try. You're an idiot. Why didn't you try to pull it off? Oh, so I get mad at myself sometimes, Visions. I should have tried, but now it's long. There's no hope now, But man, she was hot. So that's one of the very best vlogs I've ever done. Last year's Christmas vlog, that was pretty good. It didn't get thousands of views, but last time I looked at it, it was I think up to 180 views. The one where I went to church and then I went golfing and then because I had to kill some time in between waiting to go to church and going to LC's Christmas party. So I said, oh, I know what I'll do. I said, I'll get up, have some lunch. And my friend referred me to that Hurricane Grill. I thought, all right, well, I've never went to that place. I'll give it a go. It was pretty good. It wasn't the best food in the world, but it was pretty good. And I was like, I wonder if that miniature golf Christmas theme is still open. Because I was like, I know Disney World stays open. They're open 365 days here. But I'm like, but is the golf open? And when I called them up, they're like, oh yeah. They're like, we're just like Disney World. They said nothing of Disneyland or nothing of Disney World ever shuts down. They said the holidays we welcome because we get shitloads more money. And I was like, okay. I'm like, I was just curious. So I said, you're open Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. They went, oh yeah. They're like, do some Christmas Eve, Christmas miniature golf. I went, oh yeah, I'm there. I'll probably do that again this year, except I'll go to a different course. Or I thought about going and doing like instead of like the miniature golf, I thought about going on Christmas Eve, going to the park on Christmas Eve. Because I've seen pictures. My best buddy Eric and Aaron, they used to work for Disney Visions, and they said, oh, Fears, it's decorated beautifully for Christmas. They said every square inch of the park has either a Christmas tree or Santa or Mickey dressed up as Santa. And as you guys know, I know not all of you guys are big Disney fans. Fears is like a little kid in a candy store. I love fucking Disney. Everything about Disney. My favorite Disney movie of all time. Fucking Aladdin, man. Hey, Jafar, you can kiss my ass. The genie kicks your ass. Aladdin kicks your ass. Fuck you, Jafar. That's right. That's right. Up your ass. That's right. You know what I'm talking about? Anyway, so I think I may do that. So I'd say that's the second best vlog I've ever done, Visions. The third one, probably me and Mike vlog where Mike was really into exploring places. So one day he calls me up and goes, Fears, I know this abandoned like meat packing plant. He goes, dude, we should totally shoot like a horror movie, like short film in there, which we did. And he goes, we should totally like do a vlog and do like an exploring vlog. And I'm like, that sounds fucking like a rad idea. I'm like, where is this? He's like, oh, he goes, it's like in East St. Louis, like in between like downtown St. Louis and Illinois. Not Illinois, because the dude gave me major shit. He goes, Fears, it's not fucking Illinois, it's Illinois. And I'm like, got it, buddy. Illinois. So I try to say it right whenever I can. So that's probably the third most epic vlog I've ever done, Vision. So if you've never seen the abandoned meat packing plant vlog, that one's great. So do that one. Do all these. Watch all these that I'm referring, Vision. Those are three great vlogs. The fourth one that I've ever done, probably another exploratory vlog where me and Mike, I don't know where Mike found this, but Mike found an abandoned town in Missouri. All the buildings were still up. It was like a ghost town in country bumblefuck Missouri. I don't know where we were. It was way the fuck out there. He goes, Fears, I just want to let you know it's going to take 3 hours to get to this abandoned town. I went, yeah, but I said, if there's no one in the town, I said, that'll make for great footage. I said, so all the buildings are still up? He went, oh yeah, Fears. He goes, there's not one person in the town. They just decided to abandon the town and move the town somewhere else, and they just left all the buildings up, and it still exists. I'm like, that's so cool, dude. And I said, where'd you find this, Mike? He goes, I just researched like exploring places in Missouri, and it was one of the top 10 things that popped up. I went, oh yeah, let's do it. I'm in. And he goes, you sure? I went, oh yeah, let's do it. So that's probably the fourth best vlog I've ever done. And if I had to pick a fifth one, Probably all the Disney vlogs I did. All the fans seem to always love the Disney vlogs. I haven't done one in a while because it's just so expensive to go to the park. A one-day ticket, the last time I went, well, when I worked for Disney, it was free, so I used it to my advantage. You guys, I would pump out the Disney vlogs, and then when I worked for Universal, you know, and the only reason why I got a job at Universal is when they let me go because of all the COVID shit at Disney. I was like, I gotta find something quick. I don't want to give up. And Universal didn't close right away. It eventually did, but Universal stayed open probably four more months before it closed down. Excuse me, I'm burping like crazy. And I remember when I got the job at Universal, they were like, "We just want to let you know, we don't know how long we're going to be able to stay open because of all this COVID bullshit." And I was like, "No, I get it." I'm like, "I just need money." I said because I lost a really good job at Disney because of all this crap. And he's like, "Oh man," he's like, "That must be tough." I said, "Yeah." I said, "I've only been here a year." I said, "I love the job." I said, "Fucking blows," but well, I didn't say that to my new boss, but I was like, "It stinks." That's what I said. And he goes, "Yeah, that does stink." He goes, "Where did you move from?" I'm like, "Missouri." He goes, "Oh God, worst timing in the world, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, you could say that." I said, apples and oranges. I said, I'm not gonna bitch about it. I said, it's happening. I just gotta find a new job. And I said, I'm not gonna give up. I said, I just moved here, so I said, well, I'll figure it out. So I said, there it is. So when I was at Universal Visions, the same thing like Disney, I was like, oh shit, free passes, free epic movie footage. I'm like, here we go. So I would go to the parks 3-4 times. I got tons of epic footage from Universal. So, but after I lost those passes, I went back and did another Disney vlog for one day. Well, it was 90, but with tax, it was more like 100. I'm like, $100 for a day? Jesus Christ. Sorry, I didn't mean to take your name in advance, but even Jesus is on my side with this one. I guarantee you, Jesus and God are like, God, that's a lot of fucking money for one day at a park. It is. It's ridiculous. Even the CEO of Disney once said it. Oh yeah, we charge too much. I read an article. So you know it's a problem when the CEO that owns Disney World and Disneyland and all that, his name is Bob something. I can't remember his name. When he even says, "Oh yeah, the prices are kind of nuts," then you know it's a problem. Anyway, well, I think that's a great place to end it. We've been going for, oh God, how long have I been going for? 2 hours and 42 minutes and 29 seconds. That's a long stream. That's a long stream. If you guys want me to stay and do another, I will. But if not, it's already 8 o'clock. I'm going to get some dinner, take a shower. I've already took a shower, but I'm going to take another one. And I'm going to do some edits, and I'm going to watch some Demon Knight and laugh my ass off at the fucking Crypt Keeper. He's hilarious. I've seen it before, but it's just been a while since I've seen this. The best scene in it, Visions, is where Billy Zane's character just goes, where he just goes, fuck this cowboy shit! And then he goes, you fucking country bumpkin, goddamn fucking hillbilly motherfuckers! And he just goes ballistic. Because his character's trying to get something from these. He's like this demon. He's like half human, half demon, whatever. I know he has like all these like baby aliens or some shit with him. Something like that. I don't remember. He's trying to take over the world. And he's trying to get a key from these humans inside this church or something. And he's dressed up as a cowboy, and I guess he just loses his patience, and he's like, fuck this cowboy shit! And he like throws his cowboy hat, and he has like a fucking duster jacket on, those long duster jackets, throws that off, and then he's like, you country bumpkin, goddamn fucking hillbilly motherfuckers! And he like just goes ballistic, and he goes, all you had to do was give me the goddamn key! That scene is fucking hilarious, Visions. When you see it, you're gonna know what I'm talking about, and you're just gonna erupt into fucking mad chaos and laugh your ass off. Because the way he does it, I can't do it as good as Billy Zane, but he's like, fuck this cowboy shit! And he like throws the hat fucking bobbles off, the duster jacket goes flying off that way, and he's like, you fucking goddamn country bumpkin, goddamn fucking hillbilly motherfuckers! And just erupts into mad fucking chaos. Oh, it's great. I can't wait to see it tonight. It's gonna be good. Anyway. Vision said this was a good one. It was a good one. We talked a lot about a lot about cool topics tonight. DVD Blu-ray guy says, I was just on Facebook, and for some reason, Dragon was recommended to me, so I looked at his profile and he has pictures, screenshots of your streams all over it. That's a little weird. Dragon's weird. I've tried to get along with that guy. He's very weird. Like, I wasn't going to say anything, but since you brought it up, DVD Blu-ray guy, I haven't told you guys something. A few weeks ago, Dragon left me a very bad... I didn't even know that he had my number. Apparently, he found out his number. Probably some idiot troll gave him my number. And he leaves me a very disturbing like voice message saying like, I know that you're gay, I know you and Sam are gay together and you guys like butt fuck each other, and he was saying all sorts of weird shit in this voicemail, and I was like, all right, I've had it. So I redial his number, and me and Dragon had a very heart to heart talk, and I said, Dragon, I said, I'm sorry about what happened to us, but I said, stop. I said, I have not talked about you in years. This is the first time I've talked about Dragon in quite a while. I'm not going to say anything bad. I'm just stating the truth. I'll tell you guys exactly what happened. I said, Dragon, I said, I've kind of forgotten about you. I said, we've split ties. You don't like me for some reason. I don't like you. You've said some things bad. I've said some bad things about you. I said, I've tried not to. I said, just, you're always all about drama, dude. I said, I want zero drama in my life. So I said, for you to leave a voicemail, a disgusting voicemail, on my phone after years of me not saying anything about you, I said, that's really weird, dude. I said, I would appreciate it if you would never call my number ever again. And I said, if you do, Dragon, I'm going to block your number. And I said, if you keep doing, I said, I'll give your number to the police. I said, because I have your number. So I said, unless you want me to turn, I said, I said, I've seen your Facebook. I said, all I have to do is give your number to the police, because I was trying to scare the shit out of him, because I wanted it to stop. I said, I will give your number to the police. I will show them your Facebook and say, this guy's harassing me. Do something about it. Because the police can't do anything unless they have all that stuff, you know? Because at one time I called the police on Joey, and I gave them as much information as I possibly can. True story. They said, you don't have... I said, I have his real name. And I said, here's his Facebook. They said, unless we have a number. I said, oh, well, I don't have his number. And they said, do you have an email? I said, I don't. They said, unless you have those, we can't contact that guy. I said, could you contact him on his Facebook? And they said, no, we really can't do that. So I've called the police on Joey for sure. I've called the police on Quentin, but I didn't have enough information. But Dragon, I had a lot more. So I said, Dragon, if you do this again, I'm gonna give your information to the police. I've had enough. And it seemed like we made progress, you know? Like, he apologized, I apologized, and I said, I don't know if we'll ever be friends again, Dragon, but I said, at least we can apologize to each other. And I said, let's just end this civilly. And then, what does he do? A couple weeks later, he's back to his same shit. And I agree, DVD Blu-ray guy. I think he's kind of obsessed with drama, which is very bad. And he is weird. He is a little weird. He's not as weird as Joey, but he's weird. And what are you gonna do? You know, I blocked him on everything. I don't really care about looking at Dragon's Facebook. It's pretty weird that he's got pictures of the stream, pictures of me when we're not friends. Even if we were friends, it would still be weird to have that stuff. I don't get it. I don't get it. It is what it is. Vision says, I'll watch tonight. I actually just got to the theater to watch the new Mission Impossible. Ooh, nice. Well, I saw the trailer for it, Visions. He's on a fucking motorcycle. Motorcycle's off a fucking cliff in the trailer. Badass, like, Tom Cruise is. Man, that guy is fearless. He's like, oh yeah. He's like, I gotta do all my own stunts. Check this shit out. He's got a fucking parachute on. Revs the fucking engine on the fucking motorcycle. Just goes, all the way off a cliff. The motorcycle, he flies off the motorcycle. The motorcycle crashes to the ground, pulls a fucking ripcord, and he parachutes away. And I'm like, that's fucking James Bond shit. That's fucking classic. So I can't wait to watch it myself, Visions, because I've seen... Oh, God. Isn't this like the 5th or 6th Mission Impossible? Because it started off as an old TV show. And I've never seen the old TV show, but I remember asking my dad about it. And he was like, oh, John, he goes, I know you love all those old TV shows. He's like, definitely watch that one. I was like, is it good, Dad? Like the movies? He went, oh, it's good. He goes, the movies are based on the old TV show. I was like, is it kind of like James Bond? He goes, yeah. It's my dad. I remember my dad said it's kind of like James Bond, but it's not full James Bond. But he goes, it's in that action adventure secret spy shit. And I was like, okay. I'm like, that's what's up. That's cool. So Visions, watch it. Let me know what you think about it. Fears will go to the theater at some point and check it out. But I saw that in the trailer. I was like, how badass is that? I'm like, one, that's just a cool scene to do. And that's another feather in Tom Cruise's hat. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh shit. Like, easily he could have got a stunt double to do that. He's like, no, fuck that. I love doing all my own stunts. And I'm like, man, I am impressed. And the cliff is so high. It's like 1,000 feet up or some crazy shit like that. Revs a fucking motorcycle. Whew, right off of it. The motorcycle. And it's a nice motorcycle. I don't know what year it is, Visions, but I'm like, damn. They just destroyed an epic motorcycle for that one shot. But I'm like, oh, well, he's got millions of dollars. Who cares? You know, it's for the film. Anything for the film, right? Motorcycle goes down. Just like burns to shit, just crumples on the ground. He's 1,000 feet in the air, swirling down, rips the fucking ripcord, and you know, and he's off sailing through the air in a parachute. I'm like, what a great James Bond way to like exit a scene, you know what I'm saying? Or to get away from the bad guys. Pretty awesome shit. So yeah. But yeah, Visions, when you get back from the theater, watch this, buddy, so we can talk about it tomorrow for some fucking Demon Knight gemage. There it is. And Vision says, wow, Dragon's obsessed much. Yeah, he is. He's a little weird. And then this is even more disturbing. I didn't know this, but I could give two shits about Matman because he is a disgusting pedophile pig. He says, DVD Blu-ray guy says, Matt has pictures of Randy on his Facebook. Why the hell would he have pictures of Randy? That is so weird. Ugh. That's weird. Well, DVD Blu-ray, right? Thanks for telling me that, because I'll probably call Randy tonight and be like, "Hey, Randy, you know what I heard?" I'm like, not that I'm saying, I'm not saying you're a liar, DVD Blu-ray guy. I'm just gonna call Randy up and be like, "Randy, I heard through the fucking grapevines that for some odd reason, I don't know why, but Matman's got some of your pictures on his Facebook for some random reason. We don't know why, you know." All right. DVD Blu-ray guy says, honestly, Fears, if you ever wanted to unite the community, you could go full rage mode on Matman. But it's pointless to go full rage mode on Matman. You know what I'm saying? DVD Blu-ray guy, I don't like Matt. He's disgusting. So why would I waste my energy on a disgusting pedo like Matt? I don't. You know, I don't care about, Matt. I care about what he does because he shouldn't be doing that shit, because that's disgusting. And I hope he stops because how dare he do that to innocent kids? It just makes me sick. It makes me sick. So I hope he stops because I don't know what the fuck he's doing or I don't know. It makes me sick even to talk about it, But since you brought it up, so if anyone shares this with Dragon, because I'm sure someone will say, hey, I'm sure a troll will be like, hey, Dragon, Fears was talking shit about you. Dragon, I was not talking shit about you. I was talking shit about Matt, man. Every time someone brings him up, I'll always talk shit about him because I don't like him. But Dragon, I wasn't talking shit. I was telling them about our conversation that we had on the phone. There's a difference. So, yeah. DVD Blu-ray guy says, Joey, Quentin, and all those other guys would put their differences aside to unite against the scum that is Matt. Oh, I'm sure they would. Oh, yeah. That's one thing about Joey, Quentin, all those other idiots that are my trolls. That's one thing that we do agree on. Everybody in our community thinks Matman is the ultimate fucking scumbag. And he is. And he always will be. Even if he did get help, I'd be like, well, it's too late. Everybody in the community, not everybody on YouTube, but almost everybody on YouTube knows what he did. Matman's like, oh yeah, I'll buy a 13-year-old a beer. Why would you want to buy a 13-year-old a beer? Or 12 or however old she was. That's disgusting. I'm like, Matt, you're a full-grown man. Why don't you find someone, I think Matt's older than me. I think he's like 40, 41. I don't really remember. Why don't you find a nice, hot, sexy 42-year-old? Matt's like, no, Fears, I'd rather go out with a 6-year-old. Yeah, Matt, you're fucking disgusting. Ugh. Ridiculous. So that's what I got to say about that DVD Blu-ray guy. Anyway, I'm taking off. It's been a great show, you guys. Awesome. Big shout out to the fans. Big shout out to Visions. Lord Visions. Visions, let me know how Mission Impossible... I'll be honest, I don't remember which one this is. It's either 5 or 6. They've made so many of them. Do you know DVD Blu-ray guy? Is it the 5th one in the series? 6th one? I don't really know. But Visions, enjoy some Mission Impossible. Because, man, that scene out of the trailer I saw... If that's just one scene out of the movie, I can't wait to see the rest of it. One of the best scenes, best stunts I've ever seen in film history. Tom Cruise is always trying to out-top himself. He's like, well, this is the next one, so we got to go bigger. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, I don't know what else you can do, Tom. You've jumped out of airplanes. You've jumped out of helicopters. You've shot a machine gun in one movie on a fucking helicopter. Now you're riding a motorcycle off a fucking cliff. Then they had, in one of the Mission Impossibles, they had that big water tank sequence in one of them. I don't remember which one that one was, Visions. But he's done almost every epic type of stunt you can possibly do. But every time they make a Mission Impossible, and he seems to out-top himself. So, riding a motorcycle off a 10,000-foot cliff or whatever the hell it was, I'm just guessing. But it was high. When you watch the trailer, DVD Blu-ray guy, and everybody else, it's a high cliff. I don't know where that cliff was on the earth, but it's a high cliff. And he just goes, yeah, schnunk, right off the fucking cliff. You know, it was a nice motorcycle. And then he parachutes. I'm like, I don't know how you can out-top that, but please do out-top yourself, Tom. And Tom Cruise is not a young guy. He's like getting into, like what? He's getting into, he's kind of doing like a Harrison Ford. He's like doing action movies like in his 50s and 60s. Hell, but Harrison just finished Dial of Destiny, and he's 80-something. And he did all of his own stunts. And Harrison, what I love about Harrison, he is like the ultimate man's man. He's a fucking badass. Still at 80, and he goes, I don't consider them stunts. I call them physical acting, which is cool. That's what he calls stunts. He goes, I'm not a stunt man. I do physical acting. He goes, and then whenever the stunt, he goes, whenever it becomes a stunt, then I allow the stunt crew to take over. He goes, but I like to do as much as possible. That's what Harrison Ford said in an interview one time. He said, I will do as much as they want, but if it's something that'll potentially kill me or physically really hurt me, he goes, then the physical acting goes away. And I'll be like, hey, stunt man, I need your help on this, but just on this. And then as soon as they complete that, Harrison Ford's like, all right, whatever more physical acting you want me to do, let's get on it. So there it is. Well, big shout out to Lord Visions, DVD Blu-ray guy. Who else was in here? I know there was a new fan. The new fan, I think her name was Dasha. I think, right? Well, let me go through. Dasha, nice to meet you. Rezi showed up for a little while. Big shout out to Rezi. Big shout out to Heroes and Villains Collectibles, my buddy, my pal. Eddie, I gotta say, man, your profile picture is epic. A rotting flesh corpse zombie skeleton. Rock on, man. So, shout out to Eddie. Let's see who else was here. Yakov was here for a little bit. And I think that's it. So, big shout out to everybody. Thanks a lot for everybody watching. I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. Fears will be back tomorrow after I don't know, maybe I should go axe throwing tomorrow again. Because I went axe throwing. Axe throwing's been like my new favorite hobby. I've only done it twice. I did it once with Sam. And sadly, I still haven't heard from Sam. I hope he's okay, man. I miss my buddy. So if you guys hear anything from Sam, please let me know. Because, man, I took Randall's advice. He's like, Fears, quit calling Sam. Wait until Sam gets done with whatever he's going through. And then you call him. But Randall did tell me, he goes, Fears, if 2 weeks go by when you get back, then give him a call. So I'm going to wait like 2 weeks to try to give him another call. If you guys hear anything from Sam, please let me know because I'm worried about my buddy. I really am. Maybe I'll go axe throwing tomorrow. So I'm either going to do an FYE trip or maybe I'll do some axe throwing tomorrow. I don't know. We shall see. Because, man, I've fallen in love with axe throwing. I did it when I was in Missouri. And I cannot wait for you guys to see the footage. Oh, I love axe throwing. Anyway. Big shout out to all the fans. Thank you for the 6 likes. Next stream, let's try and hit over 10 likes, because that's Fears' record. I think the most likes I've ever gotten on a stream was 10 likes. Let's try to hit 11 likes. But I appreciate all the loving and loyal fans always watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to the Fears Man at FearsMan26, the main channel. Fears Vlogs, what you're watching right now. Check me out on the old TikTok. Let's get the TikTok numbers up. So check me out on TikTok, FearsMan26. Check out Heroes and Villains Collectibles. If you're into Discords, check out his Discords. Check out Heroes and Villains on all social medias. Check out Pixel. Lord Pixel, king of the pylons. It's just pylon after pylon after pylon after what? Visions? After another fucking pylon. There it is. Speaking of visions, check out Visions. Lord Visions, king of the goths at www.exhumvisions.com. Why do you need to check that out? Because Visions is a cool, epic motherfucker, and he's my buddy. And why should you buy some cool shit? Because he makes cool shit on his channel. So check it out. And then check out Richie Wright, the challenge barbecue slinging goddamn master. Because he'll put barbecue sauce on anything. Hell, he'll mix the fucking black mildew off his shower with the barbecue sauce, make a little cocktail. Rock on, Richie. You're the man, dude. You are the man. So check out Richie Wright. All right. I'm taking off, but this is Fears. Lord Fears. Signing off. Peace. Deuces. Fears loves you. Fears cares about you guys. I really do. And I'll see you later.